What night was Baba Booey on the Jimmy Kimmel show?
Thursday night.
Thursday night, I fell asleep. I woke up Friday morning. Beth was staring at me in bed and just said, "I've been waiting all night for you to wake up." She got woke.
She wanted to watch Gary?
Well, no, the dog woke her up or something, or the cat, one of the cats, and she got up and she leaves the TV on in the room for the cat because the cat likes it. Don't ask. So she walks by, and I guess the TiVo was taping Gary on Kimmel, so she ended up watching it live.
Oh,
and she was just beside herself. She said, "You're not going to believe what happened on Jimmy. Did you see it?"
Yes, I did.
She goes, "You're just not going to believe what happened. You have to watch it. You have to watch it." I said, "What happened?" She goes, "Oh, my God. It's the greatest thing ever." I said, "What could it be?" What
did Gary do?
Well, for those of you who didn't see it, Gary went out on Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy did an interview with him. And then he said to Gary, he played the tape of Gary throwing this pitch at Citi Field when Gary threw the ball at the Mets game, at the opening of the Mets game. And, that's like Gary's nightmare because he threw a horrible pitch. The most, let's say,
it was awful.
The most feminine pitch ever.
Yeah, it was awful.
And so Jimmy throws him a baseball glove and goes, "We measured and taped it out, and you, come on, I believe in redemption. Redeem yourself." So Gary goes, "Oh, I don't want to throw that, Jimmy." And
it didn't look set up at all because Gary stayed in the chair a long time. He really didn't want to do it.
Gary thought about it, and I guess, he had to think about it like for a few seconds. He looked dumbfounded, and then he went over, and he pitched so bad.
It was the same pitch.
I mean,
it's how Gary throws.
On the third pitch, he tried. He threw horribly. Jimmy said, "Try again." It was like toward the end of the show. "Try again." Gary throws again. A little less worse than the first time, but pretty bad. He says, "Try again." The third time, he hits a woman square in the head with the ball.
Yeah, but the ball always has that it like goes off. And it's just the way he throws.
Now, I got to tell you, like a million thoughts went through my head. I mean, Beth and I have been discussing it all weekend. First of all, if Jimmy had asked Gary to hit an audience member in the head,
he couldn't do it.
It was so unbelievably perfect.
Did you think, Jimmy's standing out there in the audience, so he certainly doesn't think Gary's going to hit the audience.
I don't know what he was thinking, but I got to tell you something. First of all, why they're throwing a ball into the audience when Gary can't pitch? I think
Gary is a wild thrower.
The funny thing is, Jimmy can throw. In fact,
he hit him every time.
My brother-in-law sent an email saying maybe Gary throws like a girl, but he goes, Gary doesn't know how to throw. He said, but Jimmy's got an awfully good throw.
Jimmy looked like a guy who had thrown a ball.
Yeah, my brother-in-law, of course, is an athlete and, was a football player at Penn State and all this other stuff. So.
But you wouldn't even have to be that. Just the ease and the naturalness. There was nothing. Jimmy just threw the ball.
Yeah.
And it went right to Gary.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there watching it, and I said, why? Gary knows, he can't throw. First of all, it's a lose-lose situation. You're sitting there on national television. You're talking about your horrible pitch. And then Jimmy throws you a glove and says, "Let's pitch." Now, Gary could have done 20 different things. He could have gotten up and said, "Jimmy, I'm not humiliating myself again," and thrown the mitt, or said, "Thanks for the mitt," and left. I've retired.
Whatever.
Could have said, "Jimmy, I am not doing this at all. Jimmy,
I'm not prepared.
If I throw this ball badly, I'll be the brunt of a joke the rest of my life." What?
And Jimmy throwing the ball back so perfectly shows there's nothing on the ball. They weren't goofing on Gary in any way.
I would have taken a lighter and lit the ball on fire.
I would have lit myself on fire before throwing.
Or even throw it underhand if you're so inclined, and just say, bowl it and say, "Jimmy, I'm not going there." What was going through your mind, brother? I mean, what the hell? I mean,
I didn't. Okay.
You hit a woman in the head.
All right. We've now established that I can't pitch in front of people, and that I might not even be able
I don't think you can throw a ball.
I can throw a ball. And
I'm pretty sure I'm better than you. I got to try it.
I readily accept that.
Okay.
I felt that I felt that I had no choice. I felt that if I would have gotten up and said, "I'm not doing this," that it would have been just as bad, that everybody would have goofed on me.
Well, you do it in a funny way.
And then I also felt like the audience was like they're screaming and yelling, and Jimmy's like, "Come on!" You could see me going, "No."
You say, Jimmy, I'd rather. But Gary, you're like the woman who like.
I felt put in a bad position.
You're like a woman. You're like a woman who was raped, but spread her legs and said, "I'll do it."
Right.
Howard, I had 5 seconds to react. You're right. I
But Gary, why would you throw a ball and humiliate yourself? So why did you do it if you don't want to?
Because I felt put in a weird position. I felt like if I didn't do it, it was going to be just as bad.
If he told you to whip your cock out and piss,
it's not
on
the same
stage,
thing. It's not the same thing.
That's a no, right? I mean, whip your cock out and piss. So what? Say no. You
know what it is, though? Gary persists in thinking he can
That's not the
throw.
case. I got to tell you, that wasn't the case at all. I didn't get up there and think that I was. I
made
got
a
up there.
fool out of you.
I know, and I'm really upset about it.
Why?
I felt like.
But you could say no.
But I couldn't. You couldn't say no. I can't explain it. But he put me on the spot. The audience is yelling. I felt like if I said no,
you know what?
I was going to come. Hold on, let me finish. I felt like if I said no, I was going to come across like an asshole.
No, you wouldn't. How would you come across it? You say, Jimmy, I can't pitch. I'm crack under pressure. I'll have nightmares the rest of my life. I'd rather put a dress on. You say something funny and
it's
leave.
funny that you said that because I sent the note to Jason and I said I felt like it was reliving a rape.
Yeah.
And I almost felt horrible I almost felt horrible using that example because you can't compare throwing a ball to a rape.
Well, when the first ball went off like that, what did you think?
I thought, oh my God, I don't know, man.
The first ball was awful. The second one was a little bit better, but
Almost,
awful.
yeah.
And I should have stopped there.
When you beamed the woman in the head. By the way, is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
How do you know?
Because they told me.
Oh.
They asked me to sign a book for her.
Was it a hard ball?
Yeah, it's a hard ball. It's a regular hard ball. I have it with me if you want to see it.
Wow, she got beamed right in the head. Doesn't that hurt?
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about that. I'm sorry to whoever the woman is.
Well, hopefully, he, as bad as he is, he's not a hard pitcher.
No, he's not Nolan Ryan.
Jimmy told me he was laughing about it all fucking week.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
for Jimmy.
he loves that.
He loved it.
I thought it was, I got to tell you, for me, I thought it was sort of a dick move to put me in that spot.
No,
it's
it
just me
isn't.
it is.
Gary, we ask people, you're in this business.
It's different. There's not
we do that all the time.
I know, but there's not an audience in here.
So what? We say to people all the time, we have TV cameras on. We go to people, take your shirt off. It's like my sister. I said to my sister, why don't you come on the air? This was 100 years ago. She goes, I'm not taking my top off. I go, wait a second. This is like Gary. Somebody tells you to do something, you just
Doesn't
don't
mean you have
do
to
it.
do it.
That's like, you know.
But I felt for Gary because Jimmy took out the gloves and walked around the desk and walked to that position almost.
Right, I didn't even...
It's going to happen.
Right.
And here's the
conclusion.
thing. I know Gary gets really upset by this because he wants, he's a baseball coach for the kids.
And a fan.
Wait, hold on.
And he's a fan, and he's always talking about he was even on his interview talking about he's an athlete and he came from football practice. And, he's always telling Jason he throws like a girl and this one. Dude, you cannot throw a fucking ball to save your life.
We've established that.
What happened?
I don't know what happened.
Were you ever able to throw a ball?
Yes, I was. There was a time when I could.
You know about following through, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not an athlete, but I know that when I throw, because like my brother-in-laws come over and I got to throw a football, I got to this. I just follow through. Your hand guides the ball.
Howard, I got it. And if you look in the book, it says like I can't even wrap my head around it anymore.
What made you think you could throw the ball that you would do? Like, let me ask you.
This was not my idea.
Jimmy Kimmel said to me, Howard, I want you to do a jackass type stunt. I want you to, right now, light yourself on fire and flip over. I would say, Jimmy, you do it. I can't do it.
It's not the same. I can't explain it.
If Jimmy said to me, Howard, I want you to do 5 minutes of stand-up comedy, I'd say, Jimmy, I can't do it. I don't do that thing. I don't do stand-up. I admire anyone who does it. It's not my thing.
But Gary sits there and establishes that he does throw with his boys and he can do this. And so Jimmy says, I believe in redemption. Let's go out here and show people that you can do it.
I think that what happened.
No.
Oh, hold on. I think that what happened was Jimmy's greatest hope. I don't think
You
Jimmy
came
said,
through for Jimmy.
I don't think Jimmy said, let's do this, and Gary will redeem himself. I think he said, I hope that exactly what happened.
It was unbelievable.
I couldn't believe it. I thought, this isn't possible.
Didn't sleep the whole night.
Oh.
Wow, were you pissed?
I was too humiliated to be pissed. I got more pissed the next day.
Did you say something to Jimmy?
Well, after
what happens after the appearance?
Well, here's what happens. We're standing on stage. Everybody's clapping. He's got his arm around me. And I said, Jimmy.
Does he say anything?
I said to Jimmy, I go, that's exactly what I didn't want to do. I probably said that on the wrap-up show.
So don't do it.
And so, but I didn't want to be put in that position. You know, I didn't even want to be put in that. Hold on, let me.
You're a witty guy. You're a bright guy. You got an IQ of 121. You turn to a guy, a million what? You take the ball in the glove and you run out off the stage and say, "No way, goodbye."
So,
I mean, it's funny.
So he said to me, "What are you doing there?" He said something. He goes, "I just sold 1 million books for you." And I'm like, which I'm not even sure Jimmy's got 1 million viewers.
Yeah.
But I mean, and then he said, "Hey, what are you doing after this?" And I said, "Well, I'm with my news guy and one of my producers, and we already planned to have dinner." He's like, and I said, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" And he said, "I'm going to St. Louis." And then that was that.
Right.
Then afterwards, we go back and. The segment producer walks in and immediately starts apologizing, shuts the door. It's me and my agent. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I knew we were doing this, but I couldn't tell you, and I could see how upset you are." I mean, I wasn't like throwing things. You could just see that I was defeated. Then the co-executive producer comes in, and they're like, listen,
you always get yourself into trouble.
I'm sitting there in this surreal situation, being told by an executive producer the bullshit that I've told people to make them feel better. Right. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, bullshit, 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 more bullshit, bullshit, because I've been there. And I know the lies you have to tell to make somebody feel better.
Boy, I sat there all weekend dumbfounded that you took part in that. Like, I said, boy, Gary got just bamboozled and just, dude, don't do anything you don't want to do. It's the same thing as like a girl taking her top off and then says, "I don't want to do it."
But here's a difference too. It was like, I bet you if it were anyone else but Jimmy, I wouldn't have done it. But it was like Jimmy. It was like our friend. It's like our guy.
Our friend.
He's our friend.
Okay. Well, it's like so if a friend asks you to do something you don't want to do, I think on some level, Robin's right. You wanted to do it. You wanted to prove you think you could throw it.
I didn't, and I walked out there thinking I can say no to this right now. But it just he's sitting down, and the audience is cheering, and I felt like
and you made a fool out of yourself.
Yeah,
it was a lose-lose situation. First of all,
well, it could have been a win situation.
No, it couldn't. Let's say you threw the ball. Then everyone would have said, "Oh, come on! It was much easier. You weren't at Citi Field. It probably didn't measure."
You're not on the same under the same kind of pressure.
Right.
Yeah. Listen,
it's a lose situation. If you fuck it up, you look like a fucking bullshit artist. That you're a coach. You coach the baseball.
So here I am now, Monday morning.
Now, what about your boys?
Pitching?
Did your boys see it?
Lucas saw it, and he said he thought that he without prompting or anything, he said, "I think that was mean of Jimmy to do to you."
Oh, you're
and no, but that's how he feels. And Jackson,
well, Beth, by the end of the weekend, started to feel bad for you. But I mean, I'm telling you,
I do feel bad for him.
Why did he do it?
Here's how I feel, Howard.
Why?
Hold on. Here's how I feel.
I can't believe why he did it. I looked at it and I went, Mary must be filing papers right now. I'm sitting and going, why would he partake in that? If I'm on Letterman, if I'm on Leno, if I'm this, and they tell me to do something, fuck you.
Well, you're stronger than me.
You're very strong. You've got a great job. You're in the industry. You got your own book out.
It ruined, for me, it just ruined the whole weekend.
Cue up those pictures I got. Do you have it on Howard TV? Oh, here we go. Here's Gary.
Of course they do.
Of course they do. Oh, yeah, I got it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
One more time. Gary, one more time.
Oh.
Yeah, you notice how natural Jimmy is?
Yeah.
And then how awkward
They should have stopped there.
One more. Come on, Gary.
Should have stopped already. They'd say, I give up. Oh.
See?
The third one's the best. He wiped
throws
out
the glove at Jimmy.
He wiped out the whole audience.
Then he's able to hit Jimmy.
Yeah, that you were able to do. You asked to pitch the third one.
I didn't. He did. He threw it back.
No,
I didn't.
You go, let me do it one more time.
I did not. I did. You're hearing things.
I don't know.
Trust me when I tell you I didn't say that.
Out of you.
And I'll tell you something. Here's what I kept thinking about all weekend.
They call you Baba Booey. Holy smokies.
Oh, this is so sad.
Never. I mean, listen, it's like I've already been raped. I know what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Jimmy took away your whole. He came out there so cocky. He was a New York Times best-selling author. He was feeling so good about himself.
Was I cocky? Look, let me ask you a question. What's wrong? What's?
You were confident. You were feeling good.
I thought I was great on the couch. I thought I was doing really well.
You did a great job.
And I'll tell you something else too. Like I was. Can I just get one thought out,
yes,
please?
Yes.
So I was thinking about like, okay, after I did Letterman, right? I come in the next morning. Can I just get a fucking thought out? Give me my fucking 30 seconds.
You're the best. You're the best.
Oh my
God! I love you. You're the best. I don't know what the fuck. And he flew all the way to Los Angeles for that drubbing. Ay, 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 ay.
This pitch.
With this pitching, it's becoming your whole thing.
I don't want it to be.
Where are you going to go next and pitch?
Nowhere. Yeah, I told you. It's over. I'm not pitching for you. I'm not pitching for Sal.
I never asked you to pitch.
I'm not pitching for Jason. You can all go fuck yourselves. All of you. Not you. Well, yeah, you. Anybody who asked me, go fuck themselves.
What did I do? What did I do?
Nothing.
What did I tell you when you went to Citi Field to pitch? I go, Gary, why would you do it?
I got it.
Let your son go do it. It's a lose-lose. And just because Jimmy, it was like a Klan rally, and you didn't want to lynch a black man, but you were like, well, everyone's lynching the black guy. I'll go for it. I mean, don't go along with everything everyone tells you to do. You gotta stick up for yourself.
I didn't. I didn't stick up for myself. I just didn't.
You lost your mind. On some level, you thought you could do it.
I didn't.
No, you did.
I did.
You wouldn't have done it otherwise. Look, I got a small dick. If Letterman tells me to whip my dick out, I don't do it. I don't want anyone to see it.
But that could be a factor.
If you know you can't do that pitch, you don't do it to humiliate yourself. You thought you could do it, and you can't. You took another shot at it.
I didn't, and I didn't want to.
You know, you're like the guy at the carnival.
I didn't want to.
You're like the guy at the carnival. He goes, sir, buy for another $1, 3 more. You knock down the milk bottles, you get a stuffed animal. The guy's $5,000 in. He's still trying to get that stuffed animal. Give up on it. You can't throw.
Right. Can I just say something?
There is no way to redeem that pitch.
Right. Can I just say something and then just leave?
Okay.
May
if
I?
You're right. I hear.
I guess
wait
I
a second.
can.
No, you can. You'll get to it.
You know what? I'm just leaving.
No. Tell me.
I don't want to stay.
Look, you stayed for Jimmy. You pitched for Jimmy.
Yeah, for Jimmy, you'll do anything. For me, you won't even talk. You're gonna go. You're on Jimmy Fallon, let's say. You're going on there.
Yeah.
What if Jimmy wants you to eat your own feces?
I'll do it.
You will.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy.
Of course, I won't do that.
All right.
That's funny though.
All right. Now tell me what you were going to say.
You know, the thing that's so humiliating about all of this is that, like, I did the Letterman show. When I came in the next morning, Robin said something that made me feel so good. She said, you know, she goes, I really looked at Gary a different way. I looked at him a different way. And then, so I did the Today Show, and all these things I felt like I was sort of elevating myself, and it just all's erased.
All erased.
Just all erased.
Absolutely.
Can I tell you something? I did 2 book signings this week. I signed 900 books, 500 books at Book Soup, 400 books in Torrance, and it's a non-factor. It's like it didn't happen.
And you were doing really well on the couch.
I know.
Yeah,
you
did great.
Comfortable. You
were great.
Personable and funny.
That's what made it so good.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh man, Gary, and I'm watching this thing. Go, Gary, don't get up. Don't get up. Don't get up.
Don't move.
Really? I was like, no.
All right, now
the only thing everyone's going to remember from this book tour is the pitch.
Yeah, I'm aware of that now.
3 pitches. 3
bad ones.
When you hit the woman, I think you wiped out 2 women in the audience, and then you took out a chair.
All right, I'm going to my office. Because I got it.
Listen.
I got it.
No, you don't.
No, I'm not.
I'm afraid that you.
You do what you need to do. I'll be
Where
listening.
are you going?
No, I'll be listening.
Oh, I don't understand why you can't get him to do anything.
Yeah, but you notice in here he knows how to protect himself.
He can get out of this.
But for Jimmy, he's a bitch.
Gare.
Yes.
So, you know, obviously a lot was said about you feel sandbagged by Jimmy. You feel as though, you know, you weren't prepared for this. He hit you over the, you know, he blindsided you. Is your relationship with him done? I mean, at this point...
No, it's not done. I mean, listen, I like Jimmy, and I'm going to deal with him on 100 levels in the future. So it's not done. I mean, I'm bummed out. Bummed is the word. I'm not angry. I'm not fuck Jimmy or anything like that. I just sort of feel like... you know, like that whole rap I was doing, like, you know, people see the way Howard treat me, and everybody thinks that's the way. And I think Jimmy falls in that category. Like, oh, Gary's a goofball, so I'll just treat him like a goofball.
And a lot was made about the fact that, you know, in the past you've had to do this to some people. You've had to like feed information that sort of surprised people or put them on their.
I mean, I don't think it's the same. I think the bigger comparison would be when if Howard wanted to do something, and I knew about it but couldn't tell the person.
Right.
And that's what I was dealing with his producer. When his producer apologized, like, we knew, but we couldn't say anything. And I'm like, well, I don't blame him. I've been in that position before. But at the end of the day, it's Howard. Howard's the responsible party. So I don't feel like I fall into that category as a producer. Howard's the one that makes a decision.
Well, and another aspect of this whole situation is that you've talked about how this has detracted you from your point, which is to portray your book and to talk about your life.
Sort of elevate my image a tiny bit because it's so low. So if it's here, I'm not allowed to bring it up to here. I guess I got too high, and the powers that be said it needed to be pulled down a notch.
Well, I was going to say, what can be done now to repair this, to sort of go on with your book tour? Because you have.
Well, I'm going to go on my book tour, and it's not like it's ruining the book tour. You know, people bring it up, and you know, like everything else, as time goes on, it'll come up a little bit less, and that'll be that. I mean, listen, I'm continuing with the tour. I'm halfway through it now.
And on the bright side, this is probably going to end up selling you a lot more books.
We'll see.
All right, man. Thanks.
Where's Jimmy? He's got to call in. Where is he? Gary.
He's still laughing.
Go get me Jimmy Kimmel on the phone.
And Jimmy he's cruel. He will laugh at your misery.
It was crazy. I'm watching this fucking thing.
I bet you he couldn't get through dinner. He was laughing so hard.
I'm going, why did this guy? I mean, I will forever ask myself why he did this. I mean.
But to have the exact same thing happen. I didn't think he could do it 3 times.
Ryan, you're on the air in Baltimore.
Hey now, guys. Dude, I've been waiting since Thursday night to fucking call in and laugh at Baba Booey. So can you make sure he's listening right now so I can laugh at him right to his face?
I already did.
Okay. I'm going to laugh really, really hard right now. You ready, Baba Booey?
Oh.
Yes, Bobo.
Hey, how you doing there now? Hey, did they take that woman out on the stretcher or what?
Boy, you know,
oh my God.
You know, as a boy, I never got to play hardball. I never played once.
Right.
And I know I don't even know if I can throw a ball from the pitcher's mound. I don't know. I've never done it. I've never participated in a sport like that. But when I saw the woman I think 2 women got wiped out if you look at the third pitch.
Yeah.
But Howard, I just want to say how
I said that's a hard ball. I would be very scared to get hit in the head by a hard
And
ball.
I don't know, after seeing Gary's pitch, isn't it kind of reckless to stand in the audience?
Robin, you'd probably know more about pitching than I do. Where does he go wrong? In other words, he winds up, but I don't.
Well, it's exactly what you say. He stops the throw right at the top.
Let me see.
he missed the target 3 times.
Let me watch his wind up.
See, at the top, he lets the ball go.
Oh, 2 women. See, you know what saved that woman? She had her hands over her. Oh, he got her on the back of the head.
Ugh.
The hands didn't save her. Look, perfect.
And it comes right out of the top of his hand, off the fingertips.
Actually, it comes out of the side of his hand.
You think it's rolling off the side?
It was the same ball action that it was at Chase Stadium or Citi Field.
Robin, would you be willing to teach Gary to throw? I mean, seriously.
You're right, Fred. It's coming off the side.
For some reason, I remember that.
Why don't you, if you're a nice person,
I can't
take him
throw. He throws the way I do. I know I can't throw. Why doesn't he know he can't throw?
But you know how to throw.
But why doesn't he know he can't do it? I know I can't do it.
No mechanics. I love Gary. He's got no mechanics.
He's no mechanic.
I'm no mechanic, both. I know he's upset with me for laughing. I saw he got upset. But
I feel bad for him, man.
it was a funny bit.
Under the bus.
Well,
What do you think?
I think Gary threw himself under the bus. You can't be a part of anything unless you are a participant. In other words, all he had to do, I would have run out of there. I would have said, no way, and run off.
I can't do this
I think
again.
Gary thought he was going to hand him the glove. Like, oh, here's a glove, here's a token. You know.
He could have walked over, give Jimmy a kiss, and left.
You know, Bobo was right. I thought he was handing me a glove like it's some sort of. I thought it was some sort of weird token.
By the way, you could have even said, hey, thanks for the glove, and then left. I never got a gift before on a talk show. We should start giving away baseball gloves.
Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. He could have taken the glove and put it right down on the floor immediately. I don't handle those things anymore.
But you can't be, you see, Gary, you can't be mad at Jimmy. Jimmy didn't throw you under the bus. Jimmy gave you a bus, and you threw yourself under it.
Let's say it's a little bit of both. I mean, I could have said no, but I really, again, I had seconds to react, and I realized it's the wrong reaction, and you've done this a lot more than I have, and you're more skilled at it than I am.
No.
And I just
know when I can't do something.
It was a split-second decision, and I made the wrong decision. But I don't know why I had to be put in that position in the first place.
Because he knew it would be gold.
I'm actually surprised that Letterman didn't do that.
Yeah, he's kicking.
Letterman don't like getting out of that chair. Jimmy's a little younger. Hey, Gary, can you put a dildo in your ass on the show today?
Sure, get me 5.
Get him 5 before he has time to think about it. I realize the trick with Gary
He
is
only has 5 seconds. He can't make the right decision.
I think you have to have a live audience to get Gary to do stuff.
All right, let's bring in a bunch of people and see what we can make him do.
So after the appearance, you didn't see Jimmy at all?
No, just the producers.
And then, how long did you stand around there all bummed out?
We left pretty quickly.
And Jimmy didn't call you over the weekend?
No, not a word.
Wow.
His other co-executive producer sent me a note Saturday night. I responded to it last night, and she just sent me back a note today, which is more...
What was the note?
That she sent me or that I sent her?
That she sent you.
Yeah, what were the notes back and forth?
It was something to the effect of, I understand you're upset, that you left upset. You know, we love you, and we really want the book to do well. We never meant you any harm. And the co-executive producer, by the way, Howard, is somebody that I really like. She was at your wedding.
Right, I know what you mean.
And so I sent the note back last night. I was like, listen, pretty much saying the things that you said. Like, I felt painted into a corner. I know I shouldn't have done it. I did all these other shows. Nobody sort of sprung that on me. That the only thing that will be remembered from this whole weekend and this whole book tour is this pitch, when I should be celebrating the fact that, I'm number 6 on the list and all that stuff. And I said, I just feel sort of blindsided. And she sent me back a note today saying, the pitch is on the back cover of your book, and we were never told not to discuss it. And my point is, I didn't say we couldn't discuss it. I just didn't think I was going to be asked to do it again. If anybody read the chapter, even you probably haven't read it. If anybody read the chapter, they would know that's the last thing I want to do.
Then don't do it.
But if you ask him, he'll do it.
No, if we ask him, he won't do it. Anyone else will do it for.
Hey, Howard, you can see how upset Gary was because he threw the glove at Jimmy. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true that.
Hey, Scott DePace, you have a little bit higher IQ than Gary. Would you? I mean, how do you explain
How would
this?
you handle it?
Howard, I'm staying out of this one.
Why?
But you have a similar IQ. I mean, you beat Gary by 1 point, and you have a high intelligence.
Why do you have to stay out of this?
Yeah, why do you have to stay out?
I've done enough to piss Gary off.
Well, did you see it live, or did you hear it?
I did. I was kind of drunk as well, so.
Oh, he must have had fun.
I laughed pretty hard.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Did you stay up to watch it?
I was playing a video game, and then I turned the video game off, and suddenly it was on. It was like it happened by chance. It was
Right.
unbelievable.
It was on ABC.
Yeah. And then when he hit that woman in the head, oh my.
Oh.
You think? Hey, Howard, you think Jimmy would have used like a sponge ball, knowing Gary can't throw that good?
Yeah, I know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of reckless seeing Gary
he used
pitch.
a hard ball. Come on, Jimmy.
I think Jimmy thought he could do it. Why do you, Scott DePace? Why do you think Gary would do that though? Like, in other words,
Why he would pitch that bad, or why he?
why would he partake in it? Why would he participate?
I think he just thought that he would be able to do it well. So
That's what I think.
I'll prove him right and do it. But it's got to be hard to throw in a sport coat.
That's the problem.
Well, he could have taken on. I mean, he could have given it a real try. I don't know what happened there.
You're a pretty good athlete. You can throw a ball, right?
Oh my God, I could do that blindfolded.
Would you help Gary learn how to throw?
I would love to, yeah.
Would you? Maybe that'd be a way you guys mend your relationship, where you take Gary out to a field like he's your son and teach him how to throw a ball.
I'm teaching my kids right now, so
Gary,
I can teach him.
Would you like to go with Scott and the boys?
Kids.
I don't want to go out having nothing to do with Scott. I just don't want to be involved anymore.
But if he could teach you how to pitch, do you think it would be something worthwhile?
I don't even think I want to learn anymore. I just don't want to do it. I don't want any part of it.
It's simply his release point. He's releasing from the side instead of over the top.
Exactly.
Right, a follow through. He has to. You have to. I think.
Well, he's releasing, as he said.
Yeah,
it's rolling
not even the follow
over to
through.
the side.
It's coming. It's spitting out of his hand on a right hand axis or something. It's like a world out of control.
How can you correct that, Scott?
It's just a little practice. I would change his arm slot to be over the top instead of 3/4, which that probably would affect his release.
How about his grip?
I don't know. I'd have to look at the grip, too.
I'm just thinking if you could teach him, we could, it would be beautiful. You guys would come together over that.
Gary, can you bring a ball in and show us your grip?
Can't I just use your neck?
Gary, that team that you coach, do they all throw like you? Have they all learned to throw from you?
Yeah.
Are there any balls in the park?
There must be a lot of walks.
He takes it so seriously, that throwing of the ball.
This is his bailiwick. This is crazy.
That's why it's so great. I mean, he so wants to be a great athlete.
Yeah.
And he kind of fancies himself one.
Oh, he's always told us he's an athlete.
Yeah. Jesus. Like, I guess I wouldn't even care because I know I can't fucking throw a ball.
But you'd never do it again after doing it so badly.
You think Jimmy would stop that after the first pitch, but he enjoyed it, I guess.
I really do think Jimmy was pulling for him, but after that first ball, he should have just bailed.
I think Jimmy thought he could do it. I think Jimmy said, "Oh, Gary knows what he's doing."
Yeah, but I think that Jimmy thought that if I couldn't, it'd be awesome too, and it was for him.
I wonder how like when I'd like to interview Jimmy. Like, when did they come up with that idea?
And by the way,
like, did they almost not do it?
By the way, he's such a good friend that immediately posted on YouTube, given to TMZ.
Oh, he was very upset for you.
Well, does he post that on YouTube? I think people do.
Oh, no, he does. They do every night.
Well, it was also on the ABC website.
Oh, my God, yeah.
It's probably going to be in cabs. They have those little screens in cabs and
Hi, this is Jimmy Kimmel.
So did that ruin your whole weekend in L.A.? Like, were you...
Oh, my God, Howard. Yes. I mean, like I said, I barely slept that night. And then I got up the next day and I had a full day of interviews. I started interviews at 8 o'clock.
I liked the interview on Jillian Barbery's show. I thought that was good. I thought all three of them were good with you.
Yeah, they were really big fans and stuff. And then
they didn't talk over each other. It was really good.
And then I just went from to Jillian Barbery. I did one at Fox Sports. I did an hour with Adam Carolla, his podcast, which is great. He's got a great setup.
Did Carolla ask you about that?
Didn't even bring it up.
Wow.
I mean, we spoke for an hour, and I was waiting for it to come up. I was fully expected it to come up. We just went off into different areas. But Adam's got a great setup. He's got a garage with a studio in it. And that was great. I went to the.
It's at his house?
No. It's just it's like a warehouse. It's there's a studio in there, but then it's also like a garage, like where they fix up sports cars and stuff.
Huh.
It's like a man's playhouse.
Right.
And then I did more interviews. Then I went to Book Soup. There were like 500 people. The line was around the block. It was incredible.
Does everyone kind of?
You bring that up again?
Yeah, like at the book signing.
Yeah, well, it's just like probably. Well, I'm not even gonna say, but yeah. I mean, it wasn't.
What aren't you gonna say?
It wasn't the focal point of everything, but yeah, it came up, and then a lot of people wanted me to sign baseballs. Which I'm actually not doing. Less about I don't care about signing a baseball, but the lines are so long, and signing a baseball takes so long that they're just like, we're just signing books because it was just too many people. But yeah, there were probably about a dozen people who had baseballs.
And Jillian was there hosting the event for you, right?
She did a great job, and Jeff Probst came out, Mark McGrath, Nancy Sinatra. It was like it was a lot of fun. It was
wow.
It was like. Had that not happened, I should be coming back and talking about everything but this.
It ruined everything.
It did. It ruined it. I don't know how else. I mean, I can't deny it.
Wow. It was this triumphant weekend in L.A.
It's like the knockout punch came at the top of it.
Right.
Oh, we got to get Jimmy on the phone at some point.
We got to talk to him. We got to see what he was thinking and what happened when he saw what
you got to say that he was so relaxed prior to that, Howard.
Yeah, he was loose as a goose.
Yeah.
That meter was on zero. I didn't calculate it.
He didn't see this coming at all.
Here's a note. Gary's first Twitter after the pitch. I guess I just can't throw in front of an audience. He's still in denial that he can't throw.
He can't throw.
Yeah, period.
I'm not in denial.
Yeah, you can't throw, dude. It has nothing to do with the audience.
I'm not in denial.
Hey, Gary, I love you, man, but it's too late in life to learn now. You got to learn early.
No, he could learn. DePace could teach him.
It's hard.
All right, thank you, Bobo. Captain Jenks, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Howard. There's a big article in today's Philadelphia Daily News about Gary throwing the pitch on Jimmy Kimmel the other night.
No.
Yeah, and you know what? It even quotes Gary as saying that when asked, the reporter apparently asked him if he would ever throw a pitch again, and he said he would consider it under the right circumstances.
No. Gary. What circumstances would you throw another pitch?
The truth?
Yeah.
Some people had approached me about doing a reality show.
What?
Like doing
A reality show about throwing a pitch?
Yeah, are you like, you know how what's his name? What's the basketball player?
Shaq.
No, Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley did a
Right, a challenge.
No, he did a thing where he has like the world's worst golf swing. And so for the golf challenge, they tried to fix it. So there was a talk about maybe doing a thing where, you know, a professional pitcher comes and works with me, and the end result is I go back to Citi Field, do it again. So like that was in.
So you're not that embarrassed,
right? You're willing to do that.
Well, if I felt I work with somebody and I felt confident enough to do it again, I would. But part of the show.
He ain't giving up. I told you.
No. Part of the show could have been. Hold on, listen. Part of the show could have been that I didn't feel I could do it. That would have been it. I would have never gone and done it again.
He Baba Booeyed the whole situation.
I know.
And he's telling Jimmy, I'm not a Baba Booey, I'm the Baba Booey.
Right, because a Baba Booey is insulting.
Yeah. Did you see it, Fred? Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
What do you think of this?
Of the pitch?
Of everything.
Oh,
like, why did he do it?
I know. Like, up until the pitch, Gary was doing terrifically.
Yeah, home run.
I mean, it's almost like, you know, this was the moment that he'd been grooming himself for years. He was articulate. He was funny.
He ain't that
he was
upset.
endearing.
He's eating his breakfast.
Hey, you didn't stop him from eating.
No. What's that you put on the eggs, Gary? The sauce of some kind.
A little bit of guacamole.
Oh, look at the party. Guacamole on his eggs. Why? Why do you do that?
Because they're just plain eggs. It tastes good, and it's according to my nutritionist, it's good fat.
Okay.
Oh, so you take only egg whites and then you put guacamole?
He adds the fat back in.
Uh-huh.
But good fat.
I see.
Nothing like
Gary,
that good fat.
Gary, when you come down to Philly to do your book signing on Thursday, would you sign a baseball for me? Just one.
Did you know that Did you know, Gary, that they did an article on you in the Philadelphia newspaper?
No.
Yeah, bring the article. There'll be a lot of articles to sign.
Hey, Jenks, bring the article down so Gary can see it.
Okay, I'll get him to sign it.
All right.
Somebody should make a baseball card.
Hey, Mike. Mike?
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
Hey, that was a real baseball, right, Gary?
Yes, it was. That was another question people asked me.
Jimmy told me it was a practice ball.
That's a baseball. I mean,
it's a baseball.
I'm not going to blame it on the baseball.
Well, you could see how easy the ball was to throw when Jimmy threw it.
Hey, he threw it straight back, like right on a rope. I mean, why don't you just have Jimmy work with you? Waste your time getting all these pros involved.
I think Gary's done with Jimmy. Do you hate Jimmy now?
I don't hate Jimmy. I don't. But I'm sort of like, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I mean, I felt like it's like, I just feel like.
Jimmy did write me and say that you're like the king of blindsiding people, and then like you feel blindsided.
No, I don't blindside people.
He did?
You blindside people. But for starters, it's sort of like, I'm Baba Booey here, right? I'm the village idiot sometimes, and it's a role that I play, and I agree to play for the show. And my feeling is like, why do I have to be the village idiot for him?
Right. Like he wouldn't do that to anybody else.
It's just like I do that here. It's like just fucking cut me a break, man.
But Gary, it was playful. I mean, it wasn't like you could have said in a playful way, Jimmy. Like what? Remember that show? You used to go, homie, don't do that.
Again, I think
homie don't play that.
Homie don't play that. There you go. See, Robin loves that bit. You know what I mean? You could playfully decline. It'd be interesting if they pulled the camera back and see there was a gun on Gary. Then I'd understand.
But what did you say Jimmy tweeted?
No, Jimmy didn't tweet. He just wrote me an email.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said, you have to watch the show.
So he wrote you. He didn't.
He wrote me, yes.
Oh, my God. So he was already goofing.
He
my
loves
God.
it. He loves it.
So no sympathy whatsoever.
He said he was laughing the entire weekend.
Several people asked me if Jimmy had contacted me, which he hadn't.
He contacted me.
He told Howard, make sure to watch.
And that to me is sort of douchey. Sort of like, even if like he doesn't have to apologize, but he just say, hey, man, I didn't think you'd take it so hard. I was just doing a joke or whatever. But to call you and gloat.
He didn't call me. Wait, I'll tell you what he wrote.
Because to contact you and gloat just makes me think a little less of him.
I'll tell you what he wrote. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. He liked it. Listen, Gary.
Of course he liked it. I did him a favor.
I know, but I don't know why you did it. I just don't understand. It's not like you're a beginner. Makes you feel any better? Jimmy had to be in St. Louis at a wedding on his birthday weekend, so.
You feel better now?
Oh, my God, it's almost the same thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Here, Jimmy goes, wait until you see what happened tonight. That was waiting for me when I woke up. That's what he wrote. Wait until you see what happened tonight. I couldn't wait.
Oh, so he was already like, I got a gem.
And Jimmy was like, Gary was unhappy, felt blindsided, and sandbagged, which is kind of hilarious coming from the world's greatest sandbagger. He hit a woman right in the head.
Oh.
But
I like how it's your show and I'm the blindsider.
But wait a minute, Gary. You know you do. You're the guy. What is one of the comedians had a name for you because you're always coming.
Bad news, but that's
right.
But listen, feeding Howard information isn't blindsiding somebody. That's what this whole show is about.
It is. Sometimes.
You feed information. Do you feel when we feed information about you, you're blindsided?
Sure.
Now I'm feeling bad for Gary. He's taking it hard. I can see it.
He's upset.
Gary.
Listen.
So you can't throw a ball. Who gives a fuck?
But it goes past the pitch at this point. I just feel.
You felt set up.
And humiliated for
At a time when you're supposed to be triumphant.
Thank you. At a time when I should be feeling good about myself.
You know what, though, in a way.
I can't even have that.
I don't like the triumphant Gary. Honestly, between you and me.
You're happy about this?
Yeah, I thought he was a little full of himself, actually, on Jimmy. And knocked him down a couple of pegs.
You're so bad.
That is all this triumph.
He was sitting there like, I'm a member.
It's not like I'm walking around peacock and acting like a big deal.
I know.
I'm just sort of like, it's like, oh, wow, thank you.
It was your moment in the sun. But you know what? It's good. To knock you down a few pegs. Get back to work.
My moment in the sun and Jimmy fucking put the eclipse up.
Right.
What did you tell Jimmy to do that?
Did I tell Jimmy to do what?
Make Gary pitch.
Yes, I wish I was. I wish I was the mastermind, but I was not. Yeah. Jason, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Gary, you got to do something. I mean, it's your kids you're thinking about.
Your children.
Your children.
Listen,
what is he going to do?
They have to go to school today, and that's what they're going to get ridiculed about.
Luckily, nobody that's 15 years old watches Jimmy Kimmel, so it's not.
Yeah, but I bet you their parents are.
It's not that big a deal. Listen, my relationship with my kids is awesome.
He has a good relationship.
I have the best kids in the world, and I talk to them about it, and, listen.
They understand.
Can you imagine your dad having to sit you down?
No, I wish my dad would have sat me down and explained something. I wish my dad would have. One thing I'll say about Gary, he's got a great relationship with those boys.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
My wife wrote me maybe the greatest email ever after that.
What did she say?
You know what? Give me a second and I'll find it.
All right, go ahead. I didn't write him. I couldn't wait to get on the air.
I called you a couple of times and I hung up because I knew that you wouldn't take my call anyway. Hold on, I think I have it. You ready?
Did you call me?
I did once and I hung up before it even went through.
Right.
Okay, whether you can pitch or not pitch doesn't matter. We know you can. You can also do many other things so well, like write a bestseller, produce a #1 show, tell great stories, and be a great interview and interviewer. You're funny and have a great personality. You're a generous and caring, evolved person, and you're smart. That's just to name a few of your great qualities. Don't worry about it. Don't perpetuate it by listening to the haters, bloggers, Twitterers, etc. I love and miss you.
Aw, that's
a good
sweet.
Wife. You crying?
No, I'm not crying. But
that would have been good.
But it is, it does.
Yeah. Well, she's on your team, but let's see if she bangs you.
Well, if she wasn't married to him, what would she be saying?
She wants to be banging a guy who can throw a ball.
She is married to her. She got to live with him.
I think she was talking more to herself than Gary.
She lives a pretty decent life for a guy to be married to a guy who can't throw a ball.
Right.
She's very happy.
Believe me. The thing that is crazy to me about it, I'm not going to harp on it anymore. I'll let it go.
Because you're still hard.
No, I'll let it go. It's just I don't know why you participated. I get it. You were under pressure, but
I cracked under pressure.
I still think you thought you could do it.
I think somewhere in his mind he didn't think it could ever go as badly as it already had.
Because if he knew he couldn't do it, he wouldn't have done it.
That's a better explanation than Baba just gave.
Steve, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, I'd like to draw a comparison between how you treat Gary and how you got treated by pig virus. You spent, just a couple years under pig virus getting oppressed, and now Gary spent 27 years, what should be one of your good friends, and you sit there and just beat on him.
No, I don't. Listen, first of all, I never beat on Gary. Ask Gary about his work. I've told him a million times he does a great job. Secondly, if Gary goes on a talk show, Jimmy Kimmel show, and throws a ball 3 times, there's no way.
What are you supposed to do?
I mean, my God, I'm fascinated by why he did it. I'm sorry. I don't see it as the same thing. And let me tell you something. Pig Virus was trying to get me fired from my job. I'm not under that agenda.
So I know it's a slightly different comparison.
I mean, please.
My point is,
Gary knows I'm on his side, and Gary knows I'm a fan. I mean, I wouldn't be working with the guy for 30 years. Pig Virus was a guy actively trying to get me to quit my job. He did everything to undermine me.
But the one time you were positive.
What did I do to undermine Gary? Gary came to me and said, "Boss, I want to write a book. Do you have a problem with it?" I go, "Gary, go for it. I'm happy for you."
I realize supporting, but what I'm saying is, when he went on the David Letterman show, that was the one time that you showed a little bit.
Get out of here one time. All day and night I'm good to this guy.
Oh, my goodness.
You're out of your fucking mind. Pig Virus did everything he could to destroy me. I'm not trying to destroy Gary. Gary's doing a fine job of destroying Gary.
You don't have to do a thing.
I'm just commenting on what Gary's doing. Gary's the one who I didn't tell him to go on. What?
You try to beat him down every chance you can.
All right. All right. Well, maybe it's the same thing.
When he went on Letterman, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. When he went on Letterman, you showed a little bit of positive.
Little bit. I told him he did a great job.
You gave him an A.
You're rewriting history, bro.
To say, well, you did good, but you still suck.
You did good, but you still suck. Okay, all right. Steve, thank you. I mean, I don't know what to tell him. Gary's funny.
Even when he's trying not to be.
Artie Lang wants to talk about Gary's pitch. Go ahead, Artie. Did you see it live?
Yes.
Oh, and what did you think? When you saw the pitch, did it bring you back to when he was at Citi Field?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you feel bad for Gary? Yeah. Silly, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Artie can't stop laughing. Oh, dear.
All right. Well, he's in better spirits, I'll tell him that.
Absolutely.
Bullshit.
All right. All right. Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead.
Howard, it ruined my weekend. Gary was caught off guard. He did a great job. I left Jimmy Kimmel a message, Howard. He had to stoop to a level because he needed a laugh. It wasn't fair. Gary was on such a high. It's horrible. This is what society does. You're doing great, and then they just want to squash your moment of success, and it fucking sucks.
No, but Gary went along with it.
He's not you. If you want
me, I mean, Marianne, listen, I've said to you a million times when you're on the show, take your top off. What do you say to me?
Howard,
what have you said to me? Every time you're on the show, you're in front of the microphone. I know you're in love with me. And by the way, thank you for the Thanksgiving note. It's beautiful. Beautiful note. When you were sitting, when you're on my show and I say to you, Marianne, come on, show me your tits. It would make me happy. What do you do every time?
Howard, it's different.
Oh, okay. Joe, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, guys? I don't know why everybody's getting on Jimmy right now. Like, why is Gary angry? He's throwing a pitch.
I know. I mean, it was, listen. First of all,
it's not throwing a pitch.
Gary, the only reason, can I just say something so you feel better about this? The only reason you feel Jimmy blindsided you is because you couldn't throw the ball right.
Yeah, he didn't
blindside you. He gave you an option to redeem yourself.
No, it's about setting me up to fail.
But what if you had thrown it great?
Gave him 2 options to redeem himself.
What if you had thrown it perfectly?
Gary's basing his reaction to what eventually happened. I don't think he went in expecting to fail.
No, he threw that ball because he thought he could.
Right. Had that pitch made it, this would be a different discussion.
And you would have stopped at one perfect pitch.
Right.
Why be mad at Jimmy? What did Jimmy do wrong? Jimmy asked you to do something, and you could have walked off and said no. You participated because I know you thought you'd redeem yourself.
But you also know that there's no redemption because that other pitch of you at Citi Field is still out there.
Yeah, it was a no-win situation.
Yeah,
That's what I said.
You can't
Lose-lose.
redeem that.
Poor Gary. Just always goes wrong for him. He was on top of the world. Flew out to
I feel
LA.
bad because that's a hard fall to take.
Yeah, but he shouldn't care so much about a pitch, but he does. Jeff the Drunk, you're on the air.
I wasn't disappointed at all, Howard.
You liked it.
Oh,
it was
no.
quite good, and I just want to say, smooth move, X-Legs.
What?
I don't know, but he's happy. Jeff likes other
This is
people's
a good
misery.
day for him.
This is a great day for Jeff the Drunk.
I made popcorn.
Did you watch it live?
What's that?
Did you watch it live?
I did,
Yeah.
and it was great. I was loving it.
You stayed up and watched.
I did. I made sure I didn't miss it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
You made someone's day.
Hello.
Hey, Dan.
Just proves another Met fan can't throw, Howard. He's a cross between Mr. Magoo and Handyman, played by Damon Wayans.
Bubba, go ahead. You're on the air in Phoenix.
He's definitely Charlie Baba Booey Brown is what he is.
Like Charlie Brown.
Right, when he lines up to hit that football every fucking time, man. It just doesn't go his way.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Hey, Gary, I got a quick question for you. If you could choose between your pitching videos, like at Shea Stadium and on Jimmy Kimmel, and the video of you sleeping, which one would you destroy first?
All right, Gary, if you had a choice to go back in time and destroy either you sleeping at work or both pitching videos, which would you destroy? You can only do one.
It's a very simple and easy answer.
Oh, good.
It's both pitching videos because the sleeping video is only confined to our world.
Right.
The pitching videos are for everyone to see.
All right.
Well, Gary, if it makes you feel any better, you threw your masculinity away very well, like perfectly almost.
He's bummed out, I can tell.
And he already had a rough weekend,
I know.
and he couldn't have thought Monday was going to go well.
I'm sorry, Gary. Oh.
Give me a fucking break. Don't.
You know what? It's funny
You know
to
what,
me.
Howard? You didn't even ask me when I saw it.
When did you see it?
I saw it this morning. I woke up early because I hadn't had a chance to see him on Jimmy Kimmel, and I thought, geez, let me see what Gary did on Jimmy Kimmel.
And you had no...
I had no idea. I didn't talk to anybody all weekend. I was sort of sequestered, so I had nobody had given me a preview. And I'm sitting there, and the interview was going so well, and then all of a sudden, he turns the book around, and Gary is looking at him with this glove, and he goes, and I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting there at 3:30 this morning saying, this can't be happening.
So, no one, you mean the whole weekend went by and no one said anything?
I was in a seminar, so I was in a meditation seminar all weekend. Nobody said anything.
Wow.
Nobody saw it where I was.
Did you think it was a disaster when you saw it?
Absolutely. And like I said, it's rolling out as a beautiful thing. And then all of a sudden he goes, you want to talk about the back of the book. And I just think he's going to talk about the pitch. And then he pulls out that glove and hands it to Gary. And I'm like, no. Gary's not going to get up and throw the ball. And the next thing you know, the ball is sailing into the audience, hitting people in the head. And I'm like, this can't be happening.
It was like a pinball.
Yeah. It's funny that you didn't hear about it. Man, you really were sequestered. Eli, go ahead. You're on in San Jose.
Hey, Howard. How you doing?
All right.
I don't get to talk to you that much, so I would say thank you for all the wonderful years of listening to you. You make my mornings great.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you.
Number two, I think you have a great bit. You should get Jason Kaplan and Baba Booey to have a dunk tank with Scott the Pace in it. See if they can redeem themselves.
Hey, Jason, I wonder if you could throw better than Gary at this point, because Gary's always goofing on Sal that he can't throw a ball.
Right. And Gary has goofed on Sal as no athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
Howard, include JD and Sal in it, too.
Do you think you could throw better than Gary?
I can't throw worse.
Right. You could do just about as good. You might even be looser than him and be able to get it over the plate.
I mean, look, I'm in the same boat as Gary. Like, I know I can't throw. Everyone my whole life has told me
but
I
Gary
throw like a
thinks he
girl.
can
Gary said he could throw.
Oh, well then, I'm not.
No, you're not in the same boat. You're in the realistic boat.
Yes, but I would. Listen, I really mean it. I don't think I could do it worse. I think I could throw it straight 60 feet.
Right.
I'll give it a shot.
All right.
That'd be a great bit. Don't you think, Howard?
Yeah. I mean, imagine like Jason's a better pitcher than Gary.
Oh, after he's been told that he's the worst athlete in the group.
Yeah. Sal, Gary always relentlessly goofs on you for throwing like a girl.
Right. I think I could whip his ass now.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
You could probably get it over the plate.
No, and you know what? He has absolutely no confidence left.
Right.
He's a beaten, withered little bitch. I would love to go head-to-head with him and throw a ball. I think I could beat him.
I mean, Jason played backup right field in Little League. That's like
a thalidomide baby can throw better than Gary.
Jason's thinking he can beat him now.
No
I'm
doubt.
Cliff Lee.
Backup right field.
What's the stake going to be, though? That's the best part.
I don't know yet, Eli. Thank you, though. All right.
Gary, you up for it?
You want to go up against Sal?
Shop closed.
Oh, boy.
For us, Sal is closed.
Let me
Shop is
translate.
closed for everyone.
I'll get Jimmy to do it.
Okay.
Jimmy will convince Gary to do it. He seems to have the magic touch with Gary. Hey, Gary, do this.
You know what you didn't do? You didn't have the ball and the glove ready.
Right. Gary, I got a ball and a glove. Come on.
He doesn't seem to be able to resist that.
Wipe the guacamole off your fingers and throw that ball, Gary. Come on. Maybe he had guacamole on his fingers that
Bring it
night.
on, guys. Pile it on. It's all good.
If we had a live audience, Gary would do it. I'm telling you.
No, you can't do it in front of an
I
audience.
just want to say that it's easy to say now, but it was a split-second decision. Clearly the wrong one.
Right.
But it's not so easy. It's easy
When
to
you're caught up in the moment.
It is, Howard. I know that you're different.
No.
You're different.
No.
You are. You're different.
I'm not different.
You have more confidence than I do.
No, I got to tell you the truth, Gary, and I'll go to my grave saying this. It isn't confidence. Believe me, I don't have confidence. What it is when I know I can't do something, I don't do it. You believe you could have thrown that ball. That's why you did it. Because if it was something you really thought you couldn't do, you would say, Jimmy, I'm not doing it. Because you knew you'd humiliate yourself.
You'd have said, I learned my lesson.
Right. You thought you could do it. And I know I'm right, and I'll go to my grave saying it. Because I know...
Go to your grave.
Right now?
He'd like you to go right now.
But seriously, Gary, think about it. There's nothing... there's no way on live television you would partake in anything if you knew you couldn't do it. I'm telling you. I don't care what pressure was on you. If there were 10 million screaming people, Gary, do it, do it, do it, do it. If you knew you couldn't do it, you wouldn't do it. It's the same analogy I used this morning. If someone says to you, whip your cock out on national TV, you go, no, I can't do that.
What was he thinking when he threw the second ball?
Yeah, why'd you throw the second one?
I figured it can't be worse than the first.
You see what I mean? But you really wanted to get it right. Now, why'd you throw...
Of course you will. If I'm going to do it, I mean, if I was going to do it, I want to get it. I wasn't...
If Jimmy said to you, Gary, go out and juggle, and you'd say, no, I don't know how.
So the third time you're just sure, now I've got it. I've got the feel. I've got everything. I'm
see what I'm
almost
saying?
there, and now I'm going to get it right.
If I was a psychiatrist, I'd say to you, but Gary, you must have on some level thought you could do it. Because when you...
And I'm just saying, don't put me in that spot. I got what you're saying. I got that. I'm the one who stood up. I get that.
Right.
But don't put me in that spot. Don't put me on the spot.
I think you would have gotten it if you threw it a fourth time.
But he couldn't afford to jeopardize the audience anymore.
Let me ask you something. I can't think of the right analogy, but whatever it is, you've got to on some level believe you can do it.
I was probably what Robin said earlier. I probably thought it couldn't be worse.
Right. Well, all right. You didn't think it through. Jeff Jarvis, who is a commentator on television and wrote for TV Guide and has his own blog and writes on a website and the whole thing. Go ahead, Jeff.
I want to be the one guy to defend Gary today and say, Gary, this is why we love you. You're the mensch's mensch. I screw up, and I look at you, and you're a model for just taking it, roll off your back. If you hadn't been so hard with this, we wouldn't have gotten a good hour of radio out of this today. You couldn't have done anything else. If you'd said no, you would have come off like a snot or a loser. You had no choice but to do what you did, and it doesn't matter. This is not going to ruin the book or the weekend or anything. We still love you, and this is why.
The thing, Jeff,
that makes me feel good because I think there are some people who feel like that.
Jeff, what I like about it is you're wrong about one thing. It's not rolling off his back.
Well, I know. That's why he's giving you a gift now. So the bad thing wasn't to throw the pitch. The bad thing was to show his weak underbelly to you.
Right.
That's what he
Well,
does for a living, right?
because forever I will wonder about this pitch, why Gary agreed to do it.
Yeah, Howard, really?
Jeff,
what matter
Jeff.
if I were sitting there,
Jeff, he thought he could do it.
Yeah, but what if he said no? So then
If he said no, but you do it in a fun way, you run out of there.
Right.
Jeff, you run out.
That's worse. That's worse. Then he looks like a wimp.
So then you sit there.
For having no dick.
You go, no, or you just throw it underhand and you say, good night, everybody. Something like that. When you know you can't do it, why would you be humiliated?
The problem here is that he's allowed himself to be humiliated to you, not to Jimmy.
Okay. All right, Jeff. I still think there's an angle here that he really thought he could throw it.
Well, he's the man of eternal hope. Of course he did.
All right. Well, you're right. He should let it roll off his back. What else can he do? And listen, don't sit there and bum out with that stupid pitch. Big deal.
Listen, like I said, it's half the pitch. Half of it's the pitch, and half of it is just everybody thinking they're you and that they can fuck with me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
That's I think, a big part of it. I know Jimmy's listen, I don't hate Jimmy. I've always thought he was funny. I probably had a lot to do with getting him on the show in the first place. And I like him. But there's just this perception like, sometimes people don't think of it just like, oh, Gary fucks with Howard. Howard fucks with Gary. Everybody can fuck with Gary.
Right. All right, you got a point. But, again, taking a look at this thing realistically, it's, I'll have guests come in and I'll throw 50 things at them.
Yeah, sometimes you try to give singers guitars and they won't take them.
Yeah. I try to do different things, and if they say no, I move on to the next thing.
And I thought about that a lot this weekend. I really did. But it's so different when there's an audience involved and everybody's,
The audience through.
And the other thing, too, is like you might ask somebody to do something, but you've never gotten out of your chair and walked up to them. Like, say you just wanted to dance with somebody, just because they can't dance. You've never gotten out of your chair and walked over to them and go, come on, let's do this.
You felt badgered.
Painted into a corner would be like I felt like I had minimal amount of choices, and
you felt if you didn't go along with it, you'd be a killjoy.
Well, more than a killjoy, I thought it would look bad, but in retrospect, it couldn't have been any worse. But yeah, I just when again, Howard, you're different than me. When the audience is yelling and he's already squatting down and there's a glove in my hand, you know what I mean?
Okay. I just know when I can't do something, I don't do it.
Yeah, because even the guy who doesn't take the guitar, if he did take the guitar, it was because he knows he can play it.
Right. That's the thing I can never get past. But you know what, though? You got to, read that memo again that your wife sent you and just sign my name to it. I feel the same way. You have many skills. Throwing is not one of them. Stop with the throwing. I feel bad for him. He's all bummed out. He's upset with it. You know what it's almost like? It's like a... he's reliving the moment over and over again when he agreed to do it.
Well, you know what it is? It also brought back the pitch.
Right. Oh, in spades.
It reinvigorated it.
Yes. It got it all going again. It got the whole discussion going again, how you can't pitch. You were past it already. He had to bring it up with that book. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, I just wanted to tell Gary to have a little humility, man. I mean, this was great TV and an hour plus worth of great radio.
Right.
It's not even that bad, Gary. Actually, it's hilarious. We love everything about it. It makes you more famous.
I get what you're saying. I don't think the Kimmel show or this hour sells any books, and if it does, it doesn't sell enough books to make me feel any better.
Anyway, let's get Steve Langford in here. Stevie boy, come on in and tell us what's happening in the Howard 100 newsroom. Steve Langford, everybody.
Steve Langford has a huge penis.
Yeah, a huge penis.
The Baba Booey Book Tour in Southern California. Part celebrity super signing, part group hug this weekend. But When the pitch hit the fan, Howard 100 News right there as a quiet and wounded Gary Dell'Abate returns to a stunned dressing room. Gary immediately describing it as terrible, terrible. Producers meeting with Dell'Abate behind closed doors right away.
Did Gary get so upset that they had you thrown out of the room? Like Steve's the first guy you throw out of the room.
I was going to say, did you get the immediate interview right after he walked off stage?
Yes. And then the producers came back. A couple of minutes later, we exited the room. And when they left, we went back in. But
as a reporter, do you agree with me that, why did I believe Gary pitched on Jimmy Kimmel because he really believed that the pitch would be good. If you know you can't do something, why would you go along with it?
I believe that he did it simply because of the pressure, the crowd,
But he knows he can't pitch. He believed he could get it right.
But he knows. No, I don't believe he.
Well, why would you do it? When you know you can't do something, you don't do it.
He just felt pressured. He's there on live television.
Do you
so
feel
he knew he was going to mess up and this would be a terrible
hoping for the best.
That sounds dopier than what I'm saying. Was he wiped out when he walked off there?
He looked defeated.
Yeah.
There's no question.
He was bummed.
He was stunned. And Gary instantly predicting, quote, another month of effing torment.
What is this audio that you have?
This is the interview as he came back. The moment he came back.
This is right after he threw those 3 horrible pitches.
Right when he came back into the dressing room.
All right.
Did you know?
No. No, I didn't know.
Now, in our business, we would call it an ambush.
It was.
How is that an ambush? Is when you go to a guy's house and you throw a camera on him. He's on camera. He's on Kimmel. All he's got to do is say, no, I don't want to do that.
But he's not.
Oh, I was there to do an interview.
Right.
Come on. I mean, you're right that I could have said no, but to say that it wasn't in any way.
You could do it in a funny way. You're not being sincere. I mean, I was thinking I was doing an interview and nothing else. Gary, if I had you on in an interview on television with a live audience.
But I'm not. But it's not you. It's him.
All right. Okay, Jimmy.
And nobody. I've done.
But Jimmy has you on, okay? It's toward the end of the interview. You know that the interview's almost over. And at the end of the interview, Jimmy says to you, Gary.
I understand that we've been over that, but I shouldn't have been put in that position.
Okay, granted. You were put in the position, though. It's just like Jay-Z. I asked him about Beyonce. He goes, that's something I don't really talk about. Same thing. I don't throw balls, Jimmy. I'm not your monkey. I'm not doing that for you. Boom. You know what, Jimmy? You throw the ball, I'll catch. Let's see how you do. You know what, Jimmy? I never had a free... No late-night show ever gave me a free mitt before. Boom. Leave with the free mitt. Anything. You don't... I theory is that you did it because you thought...
I don't want to fuck with your theory.
I know I'm right.
Well, then be right.
Admit I'm right.
I don't admit you're right.
You thought you could throw that ball.
I thought I could do
You wanted to be redemption.
I thought I could do better than what I did, but I did not want to do it.
I don't
But
believe
it's so
it.
obvious. You could see it on my face.
I think he didn't want to do it, but he thought he'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, how is that an ambush? I mean, 99% of the people can do it.
It's not an ambush except because he could have said no. An ambush you can't avoid.
Here's a question. How come he doesn't fuck with everybody else that comes on the show? That's what it comes out to. How come he doesn't fuck with Harrison Ford?
But wait a second.
No, but answer the question. How come
I'll tell you
it's
why.
okay to fuck with me, but not everyone else?
Because he didn't think he was fucking with you.
I disagree.
You think he thought
I think he
Gary
thought it'd be
could
funny.
Throw that ball straight.
I don't think he knew, but Gary ambushed himself. That's the Baba Booey in this.
So, Robin, you're on the show next week, and if he asks you to do something stupid, and say you wouldn't do it, but you wouldn't fit.
All right, he says, Robin, whip out your tits.
Aren't you expecting?
Is she going to do it?
That's a ridiculous thing. Robin,
All right, what?
Are you expecting anything past a straight interview?
No, but when I was on the Tonight Show and Linda Ronstadt came after me, that wasn't planned.
But they didn't put her out there to go after you.
No,
It
but
just
the
happened.
point is, things happen in a talk show situation.
How do you know they didn't book Linda Ronstadt to get some fireworks going?
Because Leno's not that smart.
That's true. All right, I agree
Yeah,
with
he
you.
didn't know that was going to happen. That was totally
Jimmy
Linda.
says-
In fact, if Leno knew that was going to happen, he would have unbooked her.
All right, Robin always says on the air, I don't know my left from my right. So if Jimmy says to her during the interview, Robin, which is your left hand? Is that an ambush?
Did Robin write a book with a whole chapter about how upsetting it is not to know her left from her right?
Yeah.
She didn't.
Read her book. Read her book. She says she has like a dyslexia about it.
But is it so upsetting to her?
Of course it's. Would you consider?
panic.
Would you consider? But Gary, would you consider it an ambush if Jimmy says to her?
I'm going to win this argument because you need to be right.
Because
So
no,
you-
I don't want to be right.
So
I just
you're
don't.
right.
I don't understand why you went along with it unless you
That's
thought
right,
you
and
could
I don't
pitch.
understand it either. I told you that.
So don't be mad at Jimmy, and don't be mad at.
Well, he can be mad at Jimmy
No,
if he
he
wants
can't.
to be.
No.
Yes. I say you can be mad
Come
at Jimmy.
on, let's go.
Be mad at Jimmy.
All right, be mad at Jimmy. Who
Because
gives a
he's
shit?
laughing at you, not because of what he did.
That's a big part of it. You know what?
Because it's hysterical.
Even if the note he sent to you said, God, I felt so bad for Gary, but I got to tell you what happened. But it's not even that.
He doesn't
He
feel
couldn't
bad.
wait to get back to you to tell you how he made me look like a fool.
I'm going to tell you, Jimmy laughed at dinner till he cried
He laughed in his
about
sleep.
that pitch. That's how much fun he had with it.
But you would think Jimmy had asked Gary to do quantum mathematics or something. You know what I mean? Like what is it?
The point is,
I mean, he just said, "Hey, throw a ball." Gary could have said no, or throw the ball and get over it.
Well, he did do that thing that people can sometimes do where you almost can't say no, where he was out of his seat, he was walking to his position.
raped him.
Yeah.
There's no saying no.
That doesn't mean anything to you. I mean, there are things that mean nothing to me that mean something to you.
Listen, if I know there's something I can't do and Jimmy Kimmel tells me to hop through the hoop, I'm not doing it because I don't want to embarrass myself. And that ain't me just being
Look,
famous.
having been blindsided by you guys over the years with my singing, and you know what singing means to me. And you guys have done it to me over and over again,
That's
trying to
right.
find a way to get my mic up, taping me when I'm not aware of it.
Right.
And you have all those tapes, and every time you play them, it hurts.
There you go. Here's some pain. Why would you bring that up?
I'm just saying, Gary can't be so upset. He's
not only
been a
that-
part of
and
it.
not only that, there's a little bit of difference if Gary tries to say no and you say no to Jimmy Kimmel.
Sorry,
Jimmy
Fred.
Kimmel
Fred,
is
let
going
me
to
tell
back
you
down
something.
with you. He's not going to back down
When
with
you
Gary.
can't do something and you find it really embarrassing, you just don't do it as a human being. I know
I
that.
agree with that, but I'm trying to cut Gary a little slack
No,
here.
I'm telling you, Gary thought he could do it.
And Robin brings up the point. Okay, like Robin's right. If I have fucked with her in the past, she's fucked with me. What have I ever done to Jimmy?
Nothing.
Jimmy didn't do anything bad to you. He said, "Come on, let's throw a ball." You could say no.
Yeah, okay, we'll take it at that. That's
Listen.
what happened.
All right, you know what? It's
I
unbelievable.
don't know why you're fighting that he can't be upset with Jimmy.
Because he should be upset with himself. Jimmy can present
I'm sure
a lot of
he's
things.
already upset with himself. But
Jimmy's a talk show
Jimmy is
host.
enjoying it way too much.
I'm upset with me, and I'm upset with him. And if you keep going on, I'll be upset with you.
Oh, stop.
You should be upset with me for a lot of things.
Sir, you were an eyewitness to the Gary pitch debacle this past weekend.
It was quite a weekend.
What would you have done differently if you were Gary, as someone who saw the whole thing unfold?
Hindsight is 20/20.
But does Howard make a great point that Gary could have easily said no?
Well, I guess probably he should have in hindsight. There's no question. But you know, I can imagine what Gary was going through. Say you were invited on the Kimmel show, and Kimmel all of a sudden says, "All right, come on, you're going to throw a ball." What, are you going to sit there and say no? No.
Well, I have a cannon for an arm. Of course not.
So, yeah, I understood what he was going through. However, I will say that, you know, as producer of the show that specializes in surprises, Gary should probably be prepared for that.
Do you feel as though Jimmy Kimmel sandbagged Gary?
Yeah, kinda. I mean, how couldn't he? He, you know, if you read Gary's book, you see, it's like his one. He won't even throw the ball at his kids' practices anymore. You know, so you know it's like his one crutch, and you know he didn't give him an out. Gary said no, I really don't want to. Jimmy still got up, and walked around, and you know. And, you know, you saw what happened.
I do think he was sandbagged. I know that he met with the producers beforehand, talk about the segment, and he surprised him. And the problem was that Gary, of all the things he's doing, the one place where he felt safe was Kimmel. and clearly that was a mistake. I don't think Jimmy was trying to hurt Gary. I don't think he was trying to embarrass him. But if you're Jimmy, if he throws the pitch and it's perfect, then everything is redeemed. If he throws the pitch and it's horrible, then it's a great laugh. So Jimmy had nothing to lose by doing it. But I understand why Gary would feel a little bit betrayed.
He knows how bad the guy feels about the way he threw that pitch at Citi Field. Why would you try to embarrass the guy like that? Why would you do that?
Now,
He's supposed to be a friend of the show. What the fuck's his problem?
Now, do you agree with Howard that Gary should have just politely declined? I mean, what was the...
Yeah, but you know what? Gary was there to do an appearance on his show. And I guess he felt that's what he had to do.
An obligation.
Not an obligation. He was doing an appearance on the show. He was brought out there to do an appearance, to promote his book, whatever he was doing. And I guess he felt he was put on the spot. He had to do it.
He should have kind of known doing all these talk shows that somebody was going to ask him to pitch. He could have prepared a little bit, I guess, but I guess he just, you know, it sounds like he's finally realized that no matter how much he practices, he can't pitch, so.
He asked him if he wanted to pitch. Gary had the opportunity to say, I'd rather not do it, or, you know, my shoulder hurts right now, or I'm not feeling well. He could have said no, but I mean, he just was going for a laugh, obviously.
He asked him to throw a ball. Would Gary sandbag his young child if he asked him to throw a football at the beach? Or
Well, you're being very literal. I mean, look at the situation and look at some of the things that have happened in the past. He asked him to throw a pitch.
Gary claims he could throw a ball, and that he just froze up at the Mets game and fucking had a meltdown or whatever. So getting put on the spot is probably better. In fact, I think if he had thrown a perfect strike, he would have thanked Jimmy and said, "Oh, you know what? Thanks, man. That gave me an opportunity to redeem myself. I now, you know, got to prove to everybody that I can pitch." Clearly, that didn't happen. But so that's what happened.
I think Gary's the born loser. You know, for every step forward he takes that's positive, he takes 2 steps back that are negative. That's it. Here he is with a successful book. He's number 6 on the New York Times list. He gets on the show, blah, blah, blah. Big shot, big star. Hands him a ball, Mr. Coach. Throws it like a woman. Jackass.
So, Gary.
Yes.
As the discussion continues about the whole Kimmel pitch debacle, whatever you want to call it, it seems like you really are pissed at Jimmy. You said earlier that you're not, but it seems like...
Well, I'm just trying to defend my position. I mean, I don't fucking hate him. But yeah, I said I was pissed. I said I'm mad at him. Somebody said to you, or do you hate Jimmy? And I was like, no, I don't hate Jimmy. But I'm upset about it.
And Howard keeps sticking to his argument that you could have just said no. I mean...
Right. It's easier, you know, when you have a whole weekend to think about it and you see it, it's easy to say that. But, you know, the classic words where you had to be there.
Right, and plus, had you said no, you would have probably set like a rabid crowd like against you.
Well, and not only that, I would have walked in today and it would have just been fucking walked off in here, and they're like, "Come on, Gary, you said you could do it." I was gonna have to do it somewhere. Probably should have done it here. Would have been better off.
Now, as like a baseball fan and a coach and everything, how does this affect you at all from that standpoint?
I'm still a fan. I'm not throwing out any more first pitches. When I coach kids, I barely have to teach them how to throw. I teach them how to run the bases, and it's fine.
Right.
I'll live.
All right, man.
The news yesterday of you breaking up with Jim Florentine, or Jim breaking up with you in this case, touched a lot of people.
You know what? There was an outpouring of love to me that was just so amazing yesterday. I really, I just got so much wonderful support and input. It was mind-boggling. I was really surprised.
People felt bad.
It felt good to know that so many people cared.
People did care. In fact, someone came up to me and said, I was listening to the show, and I felt really sad when Robin told the news because she was happy, and they were upset. You know, they didn't want to see you get upset.
Aw.
Although you put on a very good face.
Here we go with the good face again. I'm not putting on any face. You saw me immediately after the show. What was I doing?
You were almost in flight. You were singing. You were carrying on. No, you seemed fine.
No, but I'm talking about not after the show. You saw me later in the afternoon.
Some people have said to me who are closer to you.
Who's closer to me than you?
I don't know. A lot of people. Some people have said that, in fact, the truth is you are not as happy about it as you seem.
I'm not. Who would be happy about it?
Right, but
they're confused.
Some people have said to me I should worry about you.
They always say that.
No, some people have
Yes.
said that this is actually not.
They're
The
always
hunky-dory story,
telling you
Robin.
this stuff about me because I don't react the way other people do to things. And you've heard this over and over in our lives that you should worry about Robin, and I'm still here and I'm still fine.
Yeah, but I heard some things.
What things did you hear now? Go
I
ahead.
heard
Go
you.
ahead.
No, I heard. I'm not going to say them.
Come on, tell me who said it. even.
No, I heard that you were very upset in private.
With who? I
About
don't
your
talk to
situation.
anybody.
Oh.
Who did you talk to?
No, when I'm mining.
Again, mining.
Actually, your breakup came up not only in the email. I'll read you some of the email, just so you can be aware of it. Most of it was very, very sweet. And now I don't even see it.
You got rid of it.
This is Email Monday. That's why I see
I
it.
have to say, even Ralph left me the sweetest voicemail.
Yeah, Ralph told me he was upset when he heard. I mean, he don't want to see you hurting.
No, but it was so un-Ralph, It was just, he let his guard down, and he just was really so sweet.
Wow, the biggest news of the day, Robin and Jimmy break up. Robin on the market again. Can I Bronski her? Now Jim can go back
He's got tits?
Now Jim can go back to showing his balls all the time, having the waiter and waitress put tons of pepper on his food and fart all the time, etc. Here's another one. I hope you aren't too sad. Breaking up sucks. Lots of good wishes. See, most of them were like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Here's another one. Fuck Jimmy Florentine. We got your back, Robin. We love you. Robin, let that motherfucker go fuck himself. I only blame you for dating that asshole. Robin, please don't date anyone from the show.
I won't date any more assholes, I promise.
And Jim, go fuck yourself and you're useless. And Jim, go fuck yourself. You useless, no talent bitch.
Aw.
See, people
You
are
know what?
attacking
The
him.
thing that I really thought yesterday was I hope people are calling Jim because this wasn't easy for him either.
I know.
And
I like
hope
Jim.
he's getting support because,
No need to attack Jim.
yeah.
I've been a listener for about 20 years, and I have to tell you that I was deeply moved by your revelation of the ending of your relationship with Jim and the class and poise you exhibited throughout. You are an amazingly strong and honest woman, and I admire you greatly for your honesty in dealing with this obviously painful conversation. By the way, you'll feel much better if you whip out your sweater puppies and flash those golden bozos at the camera.
Really?
Yeah. So this guy says the key to you feeling better is to show us your titty.
Let me try that and see if I feel better.
I would love it. And then there's a whole bunch of other topics here in the email. One of them was Michael Pardue.
Oh, yes.
The guy who came in and was in jail for 28 years, even though he was innocent. And actually, a lot of them were very, very cruel.
Really?
Tell this whining cunt to grow up and be a man. Wow.
Whining?
Wow, I was in jail for no reason. Bullshit. That's what it says here.
Oh, my goodness.
That's got to be a kid kidding around.
That's crazy.
Howard, why didn't you ask Michael Pardue if he knows anything about these murders? I listened to this segment, and this guy has never said he knows nothing about it. He just said he didn't do it. I think he's full of crap. There's just something not right with his story. Also, I believe he was never found innocent. The ruling was just overturned. I don't believe a word coming out of his mouth. So some people don't believe.
Did we do any research?
I don't think so, but, you know.
So we don't know. We were taking his word.
I was moved by the story of Michael and Becky Pardue. I'd gladly send them a few dollars if there's a fund we can contribute to. So this person actually felt for them.
Yeah, but they weren't trying to collect money.
Yeah. Here's another supporter. The wrongfully accused man is describing an accurate picture of the Alabama justice system. The former Democratic governor was wrongfully accused of crime and went to prison until the federal court stepped in and released him.
Yeah, I think that was profiled on 60 Minutes.
Let's see. And this one says, Howard, how in the fuck can you give this Michael Pardue asshole 1 minute of airtime? Don't you dumb shits do an ounce of research on your guess?
No.
He comes in and claims he's innocent, and you pussies believe every single word of bullshit that he or his hideous wife have to say. He gets away with 2 murders based on a technicality, and you immediately start kissing his ass and proclaiming that he is innocent. Shame on you and the rest of you panty wastes for believing this horse shit. So, a very controversial guess.
Yeah. Now I want to research.
I was kind of moved by the guy's story, but...
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
The guys are telling me that someone else admitted to... Will, someone else admitted to the crime? and there was DNA evidence that cleared him, so it wasn't like a technicality.
Well, because, I don't know that Michael was that articulate in explaining the entire story, and also because of radio, and, sometimes you have to be a little bit brief. There was we talked a lot about this case, and the guys actually did find out about it.
Okay.
And I think there was really good reason to believe that this guy had been set up for 28 years, and he was a fascinating, upbeat kind of guy for a guy who had spent his entire life, from the time he was 17 years old till his 45th birthday, I think, in jail for something he didn't do. I disagree with these emails, and I think they're harsh, but, that wouldn't be the first time our audience really blasted someone.
Right, that's what I said, that would fascinate me, knowing what they thought about us handling such a topic on the show.
Many people wrote in and said, I sounded like I was in a shitty mood on Monday. Says, Howard sounds like he's on his period this morning. Ask him if he needs a tampon. I can bring one in. And let me say this.
What? I don't remember you being particularly bitchy yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll be honest. I'm in a shitty mood almost every day here.
Yeah, I mean, you were your usual self.
Yeah, I mean, I resent you saying that I was somehow on some days not in a shitty mood. I'm always in a shitty mood. I'm full of...
He was complaining because I was having a good time in the park yesterday.
Yeah.
He came across me and he was like, talk. All you do is talk. You're still talking.
Well, the reason I said that is, you got to hear this. I'm walking in the park yesterday, and I see Robin there with her friend, and they're walking in front of us. She's so busy yakking. I had been yelling stuff out to her for a good 5 or 10 minutes.
Stop it.
I was behind you forever. And my friend Pat and I are behind Robin and her friend, and I'm going, look at this. She does not even hear me. She's so busy yakking it up. I go, hey, don't you work? I yell out to her. Don't you yak it up all morning? Why don't you, why don't you shut up for a minute? So, I'm trying to be funny. And she doesn't even hear me being funny. Meanwhile, now I've yelled out, and people are watching me because I'm yelling stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's not going over so well, so I'm embarrassed. So finally,
You're bombing in the park.
I'm bombing in the park, so I finally get up to Robin, and I say, yeah, don't you yak it? And she turns around and sees me. And then I was annoyed.
I was like, geez, I can't get away from this guy. Now he's complaining about me talking in the park.
Well, I thought you were walking again, but I saw you ran.
Yes, I did.
She has on the running outfit, then she goes for a walk.
I put on my walking shoes and then run.
And my friend Pat corrected me. He said, that's good. If she's walking, running, whatever she's doing, it's good.
Thank him.
So didn't she just say she looked good?
Put
so I said,
you
yeah,
in your
she
place.
does. I love the fact that you got on the air and said he broke up with me.
Well, that was what happened.
Wow.
Sometimes people don't manage to make it, and one or the other leaves, and it's always this thing about the woman supposed to do the breaking up.
Yeah, you made a really good point yesterday. I don't like when guys do that. And I have to admit I've been guilty of it.
And I said, it dishonors the good times if you start fucking a person, in a bad way, just to make them break up with you at the end of the relationship. Just say you want to go.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good point you made. And I think I've been guilty of that, but I think I've matured somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I handled myself like that in recent years.
Uh-huh.
Where, as a guy, or maybe even girls do this too, you start to act so fucked up so that the other person wants to break it off.
Right.
You almost act like...
you actually start mistreating the people who you
care
were,
about you. Yeah.
happy with a few weeks or months ago.
You start doing heroin.
Yeah, you do silly things and mistreat them, and that's not a good thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty cool the way you said that, and I admire that you brought that up. So in other words, and you said, hey, you don't need to do this. Just tell me how you feel.
I was like, what do you need me to throw you out?
Right.
I'm not doing that. You have to say, I have to go, or I need to go, or I want to go. But you have to say it.
Yeah. Guys do that too much. You put on a whole fucking charade.
Right, because you might actually have some information that the woman needs. Instead of just going around doing silly things or making up reasons, be honest.
It makes you doubt your reality.
Well, not only that, it's just that the whole relationship is based on honesty, and all of a sudden you start, lying or making up things or trying to change reality in order to get out of it,
Yeah, and then you start to think you're crazy. You go, like you'll say, hey.
Like, what was I doing here?
Or you start to go, well, are you giving me signals? And the guy will go, no, no.
right.
And all of a sudden you go, oh, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm fucking crazy.
Or, he's going through something. I guess it has nothing to do with me.
Right. You just want to know.
Right.
As
yeah.
a woman, you're saying to guys, look, if you're going out with us, don't.
If we ever had a good time, don't dishonor it by now making it a bad time. Just say the good times are gone. Love you, babe. See ya.
You're so right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And I think a lot of guys can relate to this because we've all been guilty of it.
Sure. Well, I'm sure women have done it too. But the point is, you don't have to do that. You want to go. You don't have to soften it up and have her tell you. You have to get out.
You've never played games like that.
Nah.
Look at you. You are a woman. Hear you roar. Yeah, you're right. I admired your message yesterday. I think that's why people were very sympathetic, because you didn't bullshit anyone.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. I believe you will be triumphant. La, la, la. As a matter of fact, good news is just around the corner for you. You said on the air, and I don't know how serious you are about this, that you really want to fuck a 25-year-old.
I think she's serious.
I don't know.
If I found the right 25-year-old, why not?
Well, because I know you need to feel a connection in order to be with
Well,
the guy.
that's why it'd have to be the right one.
All right, but you wouldn't be. So a guy sent me some pictures of himself in a little
Here
note.
we go with the pictures.
Well, all right. You want to see what the guy looks like or not?
Sure, I'll look.
After hearing Robin's breakup proclamation today about needing a 25-year-old following her breakup with Jimmy Florentine, I felt I had to throw my hat in the ring. I'm a 25-year-old who lives and works in Manhattan, 2 blocks from Sirius, which would be convenient for you to fuck. After the show, you could get over there, fuck them, and then leave.
And leave.
Yeah. I have a great job as a software developer for a well-known firm. I'm 6'2", 185 pounds, blonde hair and green eyes. I went ahead and attached a few pictures of myself that I hope Robin will take an interest in. I would love to take her out to lunch or dinner and hopefully have a great time.
Well, he's starting off right.
I am sure Robin will get plenty of emails like this one, but I hope this will rise above the rest, especially since I work right around the corner. And then he signs his name. Let me take a... I haven't even seen...
Convenience is everything.
Based on the description, Robin, did you like the way Larry Bird looked on the Celtics?
Here is a picture. Here's the first picture.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
All right.
From what I can see.
All right.
And a sort of...
It's like Heath Ledger.
You know what he looks
like? Like a Heath Ledger.
You think?
A
I was
little bit.
thinking more of that guy from American Idol.
It's Ryan Seacrest.
Ryan Seacrest.
Here's another picture from a different angle. You can take a look at that.
Oh, very all-American.
All-American looking.
Yeah. He looks like a gay guy.
That's what America looks like.
Finally, in this picture, I believe he looks like, and I'm not making a joke, that Beckham character, the soccer player.
David. Oh, yeah.
There's some resemblance
He
there.
cut a girl out of that picture.
Could be his sister. Could be his sister.
I doubt it.
Well, he's a good-looking kid. Looks
Not
like
that
he...
I'm looking for a relationship with a 25-year-old.
Could
but
be
I
Heidi
just think
Fleiss.
that's funny that he cut the girl out.
Well, he does seem like an interesting candidate. I don't know what you want to do about it. If you want me to march him in here, I will.
March him in here?
Yeah.
What have you got to do with him?
I'll march him in here.
He said he was willing to come in.
You want him to come in?
Sure, why not?
You do. All right. See, I knew those pictures would work. Gary, book this gentleman. See if there isn't a love connection. Or just a fucking connection. Or something. Well, I just don't want guys to, come in here and fuck you randomly.
Oh, really?
We have to have some kind of screening process. People are going to be having sex with you.
I see.
If we're going to be giving you away on the air.
That's true.
Well, this guy certainly looks like he's got the look that turned you on. You lit up, I have to say.
I did not light up. Stop that.
Right. Anyway, Lisa G is here. Speaking of working women.
And speaking of attractive work.
Who's more attractive than Lisa G? And she has a job. So there you go, Lisa
she's
G.
keeping her job.
She's keeping her job.
Thank you. Yes, I am. I love working here.
Good.
Does Mark Consuelos, did he put you on a deadline for your vows?
No, he hasn't really discussed that with me. He's just going to marry us.
Well, how do the vows get presented? Have you worked that all out yet?
We have not.
All right.
I don't think any of it will be worked out. I think it'll all be ad lib. I don't think it's all that thought out. It's not choreographed.
Did you get a hold of Shanghai Kate?
Thanks for the phone number. I haven't called her yet, but I will. Yeah, I got to go get that tattoo.
And you're going to get the tattoo before the ceremony?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, I am, Robin.
So when are you getting the tattoo?
I was going to go this week, but I don't think I'm going to have time.
I just, anything could happen. I'd wait until after.
You know what, though? I don't even care. Like, if I had the bee on me and then, like, let's say Beth and I break up, or Beth stopped running and got fat, and I can't marry her, I
She
would...
didn't keep a career.
Right, she doesn't keep her career. I would just keep the bee on there almost as like a reminder of something.
Oh,
Like
yeah?
it would be like, I've kind of worked that out of my head
Oh,
that
okay.
the tattoo, I'm all about the tattoo. And let's say it doesn't work out. You know, let's be realistic. Let's not be assholes and think that, my marriage is destined to work out. Because it stands the same test that all
As
marriages do.
Any other, yes.
Who knows? I mean, Beth can wake up a year from now and go, I need to have a baby. That's it. We've already decided. Divorce. Because I ain't having a baby. I love that woman, but I'm not having a baby. Because I would stop being in love. I'd be miserable. I'd be tortured.
You would. You
Yes.
would literally stop being in love.
I would.
Well,
I told her
that
that.
sounds like a choice to me.
Yeah.
It's not a force. It's a choice.
A choice. I will have to be out of love with her. I would just say, I'm out of love with you. That's
you
it.
really think you could do that?
Yes, I do.
I think you're silly.
You don't think so, Lisa?
You'd be a great dad.
I was a
Again.
great
He
dad.
is a great dad.
You know what I mean? To a new baby.
I don't even know that I'm a great dad. You'd have to ask my kids that. I don't know if they think
they're
that.
no judges.
Yeah, I know. You know what? As a matter of fact, they don't even know how good a dad
That's
they
right.
have.
They are no judges.
Yeah. They probably tell you I was a shitty dad. They,
They
have
won't
issues.
know for years yet.
Yeah.
They have issues.
Yeah.
Everyone has issues.
Right.
You got to drive down that street we were on in Afghanistan. Yeah, he's a good dad.
I'll tell you what. I know one thing as a dad. This is the only thing I know about myself, and I can say this with 100% confidence. I care.
That's right.
That's it.
That's the main ingredient.
Right. I care, damn it.
About what?
I care about them. I care how they are doing.
I know.
I'm telling you. I mean, what
That
other
is the
prerequisite?
primary
Am I perfect?
ingredient.
Do I know every fucking answer? Do I know what to do? Do I
I
know?
doubt if you had very many answers at all.
But I do care what happens to them in life.
This discussion helped me, though, because it made me think of a joke for the toast.
Thank you.
Which I'm writing.
Write all of it down, please. Don't forget anything.
He's working on his deadline, too.
3 girls, that's tough.
It's definitely a challenge. And the fact of the matter is that I've gone through it, and Beth knows this about me, and I have had my fill of it. In other words, I feel full from it. In other words, I've eaten a big meal.
You've had it.
Yeah.
You're satisfied.
I've had 50 Big Macs, 100 fries, and 30 Big Cokes.
You've had 6 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's right. I'm as bloated as High Pitch Eric.
But as I found out, there's always room for more.
Yes, you did.
Is that Jell-O on that plate?
But look at the problems it's given you. So there you go.
You're saying one more might give you a heart attack?
Well, let me just by you woke up one day and the baby was already there. Like you were not aware of how it got there.
Right.
So you're going to want Beth to kidnap a baby?
Jesus. I like my life the way it is, honestly.
I'm just saying, you would not, if the baby got here, you would have to take care of it.
No. I would
You
not.
would
I would say to
abandon the
Beth,
baby?
well, I would financially take care of it, and I would have to say goodbye.
Yeah, you
because
can't live with it.
I've told Beth I cannot deal with having a kid. And she knows that about me. And she says she doesn't want children. I believe it. I'm taking her at her word.
Yes, but my point is that you could do it.
I could do. Listen, I could go to prison for 50 years and
No,
get
you
through
couldn't.
it.
You couldn't. You
I'd
couldn't.
probably crumble.
You couldn't do that at
I'd
all.
probably go insane in jail. And you know
I hear
what?
these stories like that guy's story yesterday. I would die. I
Yeah.
would just die.
Yeah, me too.
I could not do it.
Well, now you know how I feel about having a kid.
No, stop.
It's enough. Listen, when I had my 3 kids, I was super motivated. I was like, I want more kids. That was it, though. I mean, I was done. I mean, that's enough. Like, Beth even sometimes starts talking about a second dog.
I know. She keeps saying she's going to have more dogs, more
I know.
animals.
And I kind of go, oh, yeah, but in the future. I mean, I like having my one dog. I mean,
right, you're a one-dog kind of guy.
I see these people. They get multiple dogs. Some of them can't handle it. They think they can. The people don't know themselves. They can't handle it.
Well, they're not disciplined. They're not
Right.
ready for this responsibility.
Dogs are a big responsibility. I'm not kidding you. I mean, we're constantly with that dog every minute.
Mm-hmm.
We
That
love it.
dog in particular with its problems.
You bet.
its
Always.
rashes. And,
No, she doesn't get rashes.
well, you got to keep her clean.
Right. Oh, that's it. Yeah, the other day I take her. She had like a. She was between her paws were raw, so I had to let her rest for a day. You know, I mean, constantly with the dog.
You know more about that dog than you do about yourself.
I do. I know everything about that dog. I know when she shits. I know when she pisses. I know when she's eating. I know everything about her. She's with me every minute.
Isn't it horrible when you go to a vet and the vet says something like, "Well, how are her bowel movements?" And you go,
And you know.
"Oh, and you got full information.
I pick them up with a bag.
You got detailed reports."
I was playing a chess game the other day. I hear in the background. And I'm like, I can't think. Shut up.
I think when I was over your house, I kept the dog up from my snoring.
Yeah, they're good.
I gave it a taste of its own medicine.
Yeah, she quieted down for a few days.
You know,
All
but
right.
Dana used to say to me as a test, maybe she said she would beg me at like, just try to like the dog. What if I let you keep the dog for 3 days and maybe that'll get you used to it.
Right, get you into it.
And I had to say to her, totally serious. I said, listen, that's not a good idea because I don't think I could intentionally ever kill a dog. I don't think I could. But I might leave
accidentally.
Well, I might leave it untied next to the.
Well, he's not into dogs. That's it. And Dana couldn't accept it. He's not into it.
And it's a
But you know what?
big fucking dog.
Do you know how many people I know who were not into dogs who are now totally in love with dogs?
Yeah.
They're assholes.
That's Mel Karmazin.
That's true.
Not him.
Don Buchwald.
No, him is right.
That's true.
They just went crazy once they got to know a dog. And
That's a good
now
point.
they wouldn't be without one.
Well, there you go.
Robin, what's with the kick with 25-year-olds?
What's not to love about a 25-year-old?
Isn't that a little young?
I didn't say I wanted to have a relationship with a 25-year-old.
You just want to bang a 25-year-old.
I said I wanted to have some fun with a 25-year-old.
No, what'd you think of the...
A certain unnamed person was telling me a story not too long ago about once during a break in relationships having a little affair, shall we say, with someone who's considerably younger. And even Hulk Hogan's ex has been cavorting with a 19-year-old. I'm not going that far.
That's true.
So, but they tell me there's something very interesting about it.
And you want to find out what that is.
I want to know what that is.
What'd you think of the guy who wrote in today?
I don't think anything of him. We'll see when he gets here. Physically, he looked kind of cute.
Looks like someone you want to date or be with?
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that anybody sort of looks like who you want to date. It's a personality thing more than anything. So we'll see. We'll see what he's like when he gets here.
Of Sirius XM Radio Inc. And the reason I'm here is to announce on Howard Stern all the details about our merger. I've always told Howard that before I ever did any press, the first place I would be with Howard Stern. So before I talked to CNBC today, and before I do the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, I'm at the place I should be, which is with Howard Stern.
Mel Karmazin is my hero, as you know. He has done incredible things for my career in radio. He's the guy who hired me in terrestrial radio. And he is the guy who just finished getting this merger put through. There's my hero. Look at him in his suit. I said, there's my hero. You're the hero of the day. You're the winner of the week. Here, Mel. Hi.
Are we on?
Yeah,
oh,
hey.
What do I know about radio?
You know it all, evidently. Mel, congratulations on the merger of the new company, Sirius XM. Who came up with that name, Sirius XM?
We hired a team of about 100 people to try to figure out what we should call.
Is that true? Did you hire a lot of people to figure out what to call the new company?
Howard, have I ever hired a lot of people
No,
to do
that's
anything?
true. Now that I think about it, that's completely false. But why not give it the name either Sirius or XM? Although I started thinking about it, it's true. People know the name XM. People know the name Sirius. If you change it to a new name, you have to go out and spend millions of dollars marketing a new company.
Less of a factor than the real reason, which is if you buy a General Motors car, there's an AM button and an FM button and an XM button. And it's in all of those cars today. The last thing we wanted to do was to make those things look obsolete. So somebody's driving in a car and they see this XM button and they say, what does that mean? And the same thing would be true if you have a Mercedes. There's the Sirius dog, you know, as a button. And our goal was to make this as friendly to subscribers as possible. So there was a lot of other names that we could have gone with, but the simplest one and the best one for consumers seemed to be Sirius XM.
All right, before we get into the particulars, as a personal, I'm interested in the human story here of the merger. What did this do to you as a person when you were waiting 18 months, sitting there and nudging and nagging the United States government, testifying before Congress, and the thing dragged on and on and on? It didn't, you know, I was angry. I was upset for you. I really was. I was incensed because it made me lose belief in the government. The government eventually did the right thing, but at a high cost. I mean, waiting 18 months slows us down. What did that do to you personally?
So I can give you the BS answer, which is it made me a better person.
No.
But that's it. No.
Give me the real answer.
The real answer is it really was dreadful. Clearly, there was no reason that this merger should not have been allowed to take place.
Right.
But even if, in fact, somebody thought it shouldn't take place, it's not that complicated. You could have sort of said,
yes or no.
Yes or no. And you could have done that real early.
I spoke to a lawyer who handles these kinds of things. He says, you have no idea how many mergers are approved where there are real questions about whether something's a monopoly. He says, and they're approved almost immediately in terms of compared to the Sirius XM deal. Why was this dragged out so long? Was it me? Did you ever think it might be me?
I thought it might be you all the time.
Right.
In part because of you, satellite radio became so visible.
Right.
And, you know, satellite radio, I mean, think about when you joined the company. Right. There were 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Not top of mind in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
You know, certainly a lot of work was done. You know, XM had more subscribers than Sirius did at that time. And but satellite radio wasn't top of mind. Suddenly, after you joined, and after it became such big news that you were coming to satellite radio, anything involving satellite radio then became very big news. So the fact that the announcement was on the front pages of the Wall Street Journal, on the front pages of the New York Times, I had done, you know, my career about over $200 billion worth of mergers and acquisitions.
Right.
This is an unbelievably small deal, an
Right.
exciting one, and will be a big one, but not a big deal.
And for a small deal, there's an inordinate amount of attention on it.
Far more than we had. This deal took longer to do. We had more congressional hearings. There were more comments made to the government than ExxonMobil combined.
Which is unbelievable when you think about it.
Well, when you consider the impact of that merger and the amount of money it involves, yeah.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When I think about this merger and how long it took and what it took, let me tell you something. You got very thin. Did you think this is a result of? Did it wear you down?
I will tell you this. I was on a hunger strike until the FCC. I tried everything to get this deal approved. We made some voluntary commitments. We said we would do things for minority ownership. We said we would do a whole bunch of things, and we still weren't getting it. So I decided that if I stopped eating, maybe people will pay
But
attention.
has the government overstepped its bounds? In other words, the FCC's mission, my father was talking about this yesterday on the radio, he said the FCC's mission was never to set price controls. Where do you see the government
or power to tell somebody how to run a business.
I mean, where do you see the government doing that? They don't even tell ExxonMobil how to do this. Why don't they set price controls for gasoline?
So the standard that the FCC has for approving a merger is that the merger is in the public interest. That is a broad standard. Right. So the FCC now looks at mergers and says, is this a merger that's in the public interest? They never set price controls. What we voluntarily did
was set price controls.
We said, you know what? We compete with free radio. We don't want to raise our prices. As a matter of fact, if anything, we'd like to lower our prices so that we can get more subscribers. Because you would think that if you charge $14.95 instead of $12.95, you'd have less subscribers, and if you charged less money, you'd have more subscribers.
Right.
So we, in trying to get the FCC to move the process along and approve this merger finally, we said, here's what we're going to do. And we outlined some voluntary commitments that we were prepared to do. The FCC accepted our voluntary commitments and therefore said this merger is in the public interest.
But you had two Democrats on the FCC sitting there and saying, hey, we think there should be price freezes and this kind of stuff. That sounds like communism to me.
There are two members of the FCC, they happen to be Democrats, who are very, by the way, very nice, very smart people, but have never seen a merger in media that they would approve.
Why?
Because they believe, in general, there has been far too much consolidation in the United States in media. There's so few companies, you know, News Corp, Viacom, Disney, these few media companies own all of these assets, and therefore consolidation should never, ever be allowed. It's so bizarre that viewpoint exists. I mean, I'm not...
Because this is capitalism. This is a way of making money. This is a way of a company staying in business. I mean...
But satellite certainly isn't, the free press or the free media.
No, not at all.
But not only all of those things that you guys say, I agree with, but the consumer with the internet and all of this technologies that's out there have never had more choices than ever.
Well, you know who was against this the most was the NAB. That's regular radio. Terrestrial radio was really against this. And I said, of course they're against this, because guess what? With a stronger satellite as a competitor to them, they're shaking in their boots. They're nervous that we're that good.
And Howard, I think I really do feel that I need to take some time right now to absolutely thank the NAB for their objection to this merger. Because when I told the board that we were going to go ahead with this merger, so back in February of 2006, I guess it was.
Wow.
7, I guess. I told the board that one of the things that would help our merger would be that if the NAB challenged our merger. And the reason for it would clearly demonstrate we compete with broadcasters. We know, we in radio.
So your plan all along was saying, hey, if the NAB challenges it, it shows that we have competition.
There's no, how could there possibly be a monopoly if the broadcasters are fighting it? And they spent so much money, and some of the smart people in Congress and some of the smarter people at the FCC, when they kept talking about, boy, this is going to be a duopoly into a monopoly, the more the NAB said that, the more they sort of laughed and said, come on, why are you here if, in fact, you think that these people shouldn't be allowed to combine?
Do you feel a personal vindication? Did you take this personally, the NAB going after you, everyone after you?
You were a member of that group, weren't you?
That's right. You were a member of that group, and now you've given them the big finger. You won versus the NAB. That's got to feel good. Come on.
I think everybody who works, for the company should feel really good, because what we have accomplished, and hopefully we'll have a couple of seconds to talk about how the company looks today.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel really good about it. When I was in terrestrial, old-fashioned radio, I hated satellite radio, okay? It was nowhere near. I mean, if you think about where it was.
Nothing, yeah.
It wasn't there. But you know what? I hated it. I mean,
anything called radio that you had to sit and compete with, why would you like it?
Why would I want somebody, if you're driving in your car, I want you listening to my radio stations.
Of course.
I don't want you listening to, an iPod, and I don't want you listening to satellite radio. I don't want you doing anything but listening to my commercials on my radio station.
Absolutely.
So I was against it. I understand why they were against it. Their strategy, okay, wasn't a particular good one to stop it, but even if their strategy were good and they did everything right instead of some of the things they did, the merger should have been allowed to happen anyway.
Did there come a time in the last 18 months that you started to feel the merger would not be approved?
I could tell you, Howard, from the very beginning until we closed the merger 8 o'clock the night before last, I had doubts that the merger would happen throughout that whole process.
So did I. In fact, Robin even said when you kind of announced that the merger, or the FCC announced the merger had been approved, Robin said to me, what are you going to say on the air about it? I said, nothing. I don't even believe. I don't even believe it's really happening. I think.
Do you believe it now that Mal is here?
Yeah, I do.
It?
Now I do believe it. And I see that the stock now is called Sirius XM, and that there's no more XM and no more Sirius. I understand now that it's real.
I sent you, I don't know if you even got a chance to look at it, but I sent you an email on Friday night after the merger was done.
Yes.
You sent me one back. And then I responded to you because you were saying something like, congratulations. Right. And I said, no.
Right.
Okay, so as of last Friday night, after the FCC approved it, I still had questions. We needed to, XM, I don't want to get, it's not complicated. XM had a bunch of debt. So in this ugly market that exists, on Wall Street and finance, we, in the last week, had to raise $1.25 billion. Oh.
Wow.
So unless we raised that $1.25 billion, we couldn't close the merger.
It was still in question.
How do you raise that kind of money? Where do you go?
You go to large institutions and hedge funds and investors, and you tell them that, we wanted to raise $400 million of debt. It turned out we raised $700 million, and then we needed to sell some equity, and that was very ugly because the market was terrible, and I hated the thought of selling stock at the price that it was at.
Right.
But the merger was so important because the efficiencies of the merger, the combination.
Where did you learn all of this? I mean, you used to be a salesman.
He knew nothing.
You taught me this.
I mean, when did you learn all this? I mean, you started out as a radio salesman. All of a sudden, I hear you talking
go to
like
business school, did you?
I mean, what's going on? Are you taking night classes?
So,
I mean, what did you do?
He got another degree.
All right, let me ask
barely.
you this.
I don't think there was a business school that would accept me.
You sure you know what's going on? No, I mean, really. I mean, these
He
are.
sounds sophisticated.
This is a lot of stuff going on, raising these monies and figuring out how to do all this. But okay,
Sounds
here's
like a
the
lot
bottom
of
line.
stress.
Here's the real human question. If the merger had not gone through, let's paint a different scenario. You had failed. In other words, you weren't able to achieve this. Would you have left this company?
No.
You would not.
I think that would have motivated me more because there was a question in some people's minds whether or not if the merger didn't happen, would Sirius be able to survive?
Yes.
Right.
So clearly, and the answer is absolutely. I mean,
Right.
who knows, right? I mean, but I truly believe that, if you hooked me up to that lie detector test and asked me if, in fact, the merger did not happen, would Sirius survive? The answer would be yes.
Would XM have died?
They say not. I didn't have enough information about XM, but the CEO of XM said the same thing. I will tell you, had the merger not happened, I would have done everything possible to make that happen.
Right. To make sure they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that would have been my
That's
goal.
the plan. That's the secondary
what I always
backup
said,
plan.
That there was going to be only one company anyway.
So you would not have been defeated. You would not have said, that's it, I can't do this anymore. You would have stayed with the company and you would have said, I'll grow Sirius and let XM do whatever XM does, and we will see who the better company will win.
The second part was true. I'm not sure the first part. I would have felt defeated. I mean, I would have felt that, I tried something, spent an awful lot of money to try to get this merger done, spent a lot of our time, put our company, in essence, in limbo. The stock was in limbo for this period of time. It wasn't a bet the ranch kind of a situation where the company would have failed. But, I mean, shame on me if, in fact, the merger didn't happen because I put a lot of resources to make it happen.
Things were stalled out by waiting 18 months. In other words, you couldn't even advertise as much. You couldn't sit there and go, gee, I got to make my business plan. Don't you think even the consumers were confused and saying, I don't know which one to get now?
That last one is the most significant impact. What has happened at retail. So, yeah, people still bought the car, and when satellite radio came in the car, they were thrilled with it.
Right.
But the large number of people who want to go to Best Buy or Circuit City and say, say, I want satellite radio, would go into the store, should I buy it now? Which one should I buy? Are these radios going to work after the merger? There was so much confusion in the marketplace. If you think about it, it's almost like the high-definition DVDs.
Right.
There was Blu-ray, and then there was HD DVD.
And until it got all sorted out, you didn't know what the hell to do.
So no one bought anything.
That's right.
That's exactly what happened during this merger.
Was there ever any pressure from the board? When is this going to happen? Because this is, they're looking at you. You say, let's go do this, and now it's taken 18 months or whatever it's taken, and we're sitting around doing nothing.
So all of the board members were there before I got there. So this is not Mel's board.
Right.
They were phenomenal. I mean, there was not one hiccup. There was not 1 minute of throughout this whole process and everything that needed to be done, they were 100% supportive, and I really appreciated that.
And what about on a personal level? Your beautiful wife, Terry, who I adore, did she, when the word came that the merger had been approved, was there lovemaking involved? Was there a celebration? Did she put on an outfit? I mean, what did she do?
Special?
She's got to do something good for you. What happened? Take us through every detail.
I must tell you.
Yes.
The beautiful Terry has always been there for me and has done everything.
But this is special.
I think as soon as the merger was announced and I got home and that I woke her up and I said, Tara, the merger was just approved. She said, Mel, could you take the dog out for a walk?
Is that what happened?
So that's what happened. So that's
and on another personal level, why is Tim Sabean so heavy now? What's going on with his weight?
I didn't notice.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's getting big.
Well, you went on a hunger strike. Tim went on an eating strike.
This has been very stressful.
We all express our frustration in different ways.
That's right. So you tell me Terry did nothing special for you after the merger was approved.
What about the dog? You took the dog?
I took the dog for a walk. I did pick up after the dog. So I still know what my role in life is.
When did you become such a dog person? That's the other thing. I mean, what is this with this dog? What happened to you?
Do you really want to hear this?
Yeah,
I mean, this is
what
really
happened
good.
to you?
So when I married Terry, Terry had always been a dog person. I never had a dog.
You don't like anything but radio.
Why?
Right.
What do I want a dog for?
Right.
Terry wanted a dog more than I didn't want a dog.
Right.
We adopted a dog at a shelter. So we adopt a border collie, 4 years old, named Angel. I can't believe how stupid I was for all of these years in not having a dog.
You love dogs.
I have become addicted.
What is it about the dog?
One of my favorite charities are things related to dogs and animals. I can't tell you it's the fact that when I come home at night, the dog licks my face, because Terry used to do that. Okay?
I don't see her doing that anymore.
No more.
Maybe
no
when
more.
you know.
I just love the dog. I mean,
You
dog
love that
sleeps
dog.
in our bed. I mean, absolutely, totally addicted to it.
And would you say the dog likes you better than Terry?
Terry thinks that. Okay.
Really, it's that good.
Yeah, but the
because
dog,
I know my dog likes Beth better than me.
Terry spends an awful lot of time, with the dog. Right. But I truly believe that, if there's any listeners, I mean, I hear snoring. I mean,
No, how do you win the dog over in a sense to make it like you the best?
If
Because
you're not the one spending all the time.
When Terry's not around, I talk to the dog and tell the dog all the bad things about Terry.
and the dog seems to understand.
And the dog gets it.
And so now let's look at the future of satellite radio. Okay, where are we at? Because people
What
do
is
have
this
questions.
company now?
Okay.
All right.
Great.
What are we doing?
So let me tell you where we are today,
All right.
because a lot of people have perceptions of satellite radio, small company, things like that. If you today just add XM and Sirius together, so this is where we are today.
Today.
We are the second largest radio company in the world.
Woo!
Our revenue is $2.2 billion.
Wow.
The only radio company today that has more revenue than we do is Clear Channel.
Right.
And we're growing rapidly, and they are not. So we will become, in my opinion, the largest radio company in the world.
I always said it.
Very short period of time.
That makes them mental.
We have today over 18 million subscribers.
That's something.
The only
Well, how
company,
many people can hear us now, though?
the only company that has more subscribers is Comcast.
Wow.
We have more
Cable?
Right.
Wow.
We have more subscribers than DirecTV, more than EchoStar, more than Cablevision. So Comcast has 24 million subscribers. Sirius XM has almost 19
Wow.
subscribers.
That's impressive.
So I think the main issue of the merger, because I think the rap today on satellite radio is no longer, will satellites work? Well, we know they work. You know, will we be able to attract content? You're the poster child that we can attract content. Will people pay for radio? Almost 19 million people today are paying for radio.
And enjoying it.
And loving it.
Yeah.
And the satisfaction level is phenomenal. The question is, will satellite radio make money? Because it's been around a long time, and company at some point has to make money.
Right.
This merger, in essence, creates such efficiencies because we were duplicating a lot of things together. They were advertising, we were advertising, they had call centers, we had call centers, right? That
all that costs money.
All of that stuff now enables us to make money. So the question now really that's left is how much money we're going to make. Not if we're going to be able to make money.
I like
and
this.
It's so exciting. And, you know, I can't tell you that. I mean, do we have
Shall
competitors?
we dance?
Shouldn't Robin get topless?
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Hey, now.
I mean, really.
You never have said that in all of these years.
You ever
How
need
dare
a reason?
you?
You've lost your mind.
Très joli, Robin. So, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of competitors out there. I mean, you know, obviously, when audio entertainment, you know, is big, there's a lot of ways you can get content. There are going to be more ways you're going to get content in the future. But I can't come up with a better way, okay, than our way. Because when you think of audio entertainment, you think of out of home, because in home, you know, though obviously a lot of people listen to audio content, you still got television and internet and stuff like that.
Got even more competition.
You got even more. So the place that was always, you know, the holy grail was in the car.
Right.
And we have deals with every single car company.
That's terrific. That is so great. I mean, that's true, because now that we're the combined company, we can do.
So in answer to Robin's question, in answer to Robin's question about when we could be heard, so the deal closed at 8 o'clock on Monday night. I spent yesterday at XM in Washington. I'll be back at XM tomorrow.
Right.
And one of the things that we've already worked on at Sirius, and that XM has also been working on, is when our call centers, you know, when you call up, will be in a position, and our IT will be in a position to offer the best product on each other's service. So as an example, we're anxious to have your show on XM receivers.
Me too.
All of the receivers that are out there today will be able to get it. So the existing, you know, 9 million XM subscribers will be able to get it. And in early fall, we're thinking September, but it may slip to October.
Right.
But the hope is in September, your show and some other serious content will be extended and offered to XM subscribers if they want to receive it.
So if I'm an XM subscriber right now or a Sirius subscriber, I still get the same services I get.
Nothing changes.
And then I can add to that.
Yes, you'll be able to, and the price that we announced to the FCC that we've committed to is for $4 a month. Right, for $4 additional to the $12.95, if you're an XM subscriber, you'll be able to get the Howard Stern Show and various other content that we will disclose as well. If you're a Sirius content and you want to get some of XM's content, you'll be able to do that as well. If you don't want to do it, if you
don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. You keep everything just the way it is. If you want to do it, that'll be an opportunity.
So you always get everything you always got anyway.
There's no disadvantage of the merger. As a matter of fact, there's an advantage of the merger because though we have never raised our price.
Right.
I mean, Sirius was $12.95 from the time we got our first subscriber to today. One of the advantages is that we have said for the next 3 years, we're not going to raise our price.
Right.
So the only increase will be some copyright royalty, which will be a very insignificant amount in years 2 and 3 of the merger. So, you know, the good news for Sirius is that, you know, we're committed to the price. They keep the same content, and there's some upside.
Gary, what do you say?
Here's a question I get from a lot of people, big sports fans, right? So I'm a Sirius subscriber. I want to get baseball. How will I be able to get baseball before the end of the season?
So we have not announced any of the specific content that we're going to be offering. But if you're a Sirius subscriber and you want baseball, then and you'd expect I would say this, then for an additional $12.95, you can buy an XM radio, and you can then make sure you can get everything.
You can hear it before the end of the season.
So it's what I understand is so far. This is so new. We don't even know how things will shake out really in the future when it comes to technology too, right? Because like some guy called up and he says, well, I've got a lifetime subscription, Sirius lifetime subscription. Does that get affected?
No.
He asked me. It doesn't,
No.
right? It's you have the same equipment
If
and
you
the
keep
same
that
service.
radio, that radio we've said will never be obsolete.
Right.
Will not ever be obsolete. And you can understand why it'll never be obsolete, because if you bought a car and the satellite radio is in the car, we need to provide service to that satellite radio for as long as that car is ever on the road.
That's right. So it will not be obsolete.
So we will not make the radio obsolete. If you have a lifetime subscription, what you should do is extend your lifetime subscription for a second lifetime.
Has this whole experience made you sour on government? Honest, be honest.
Yeah,
It
it absolutely is. The process, has just been grueling. The fact that you have congressmen, and I understand this. I mean, I've done this for a fairly long time, that they will write a letter because a local broadcaster in their market, has asked them to write it. And the argument is, gee, I am helping a constituent or I am helping a contributor.
Right.
So when you take a look at everything that's going on in this country, housing issues, gasoline prices, jobs, and you see the people who have worked to try to stop this merger, it has to make you frustrated,
And what is the system now? If I hire lobbyists and I pay millions of dollars, I can slow down or possibly stop the process of a merger. So everyone is on the take. Not everyone, but some people really are promised money for their votes.
Well, I don't think it's that. Okay, I mean, I understand how you get there with that, but I think that what is happening is that you have these congressmen and senators who want to get reelected. In order to get reelected, it costs a lot of money to run television advertising. So they are constantly, probably, if you're a senator for 6 years, you spend about 2.5 to 3 years of that fundraising.
Wow.
The amount of time that you spend fundraising. So they are very concerned of making sure that they are representing their constituents. So, the argument...
So anybody with a little, stone in their shoe.
So our enemies, the NAB.
Basically stop government from working.
So our enemies, the NAB, go out and they hire lobbyists and they hire people with influence to sit down with these senators and congressmen and such and sit down and work them, so to speak. They put up a lot of money to stop this merger from happening. And they were successful in a sense. They were able to slow the process down. They were able to get people to drag their feet, right?
But essentially, that's what the FCC was responding to when they would take a letter from one person in Florida and say, you know what, we have to investigate how it's done.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I think this merger, took a long time because there was such a controversy for whatever reason.
Right.
Some of the things, and it wasn't so much the government, some of the proposals that were made were outrageous because people game now the process because they know what you need to do. So they now know you need to get 3 out of the 5 votes. I was hoping to get 5-0, but winning 3-2 is the same as winning 5-0.
You won.
People put all kinds of things out there. So as an example, it was proposed that we be required in every radio we make to put in a competitor's radio.
Right.
So, and by the way, that we have to pay for putting in that competitor's radio. And I'm trying to think, this is America. How could somebody say that I have to put in, or we have to put in to our radios competitors' products?
Yeah, wouldn't you love if terrestrial radio had to build in our receivers?
And I asked that question.
Right.
And silence.
Yeah.
Then we had some people who are experienced in the FCC process and knowing this public interest standard is vague and said, we think you ought to give us 25% of your spectrum.
Right.
And we said, Excuse me? Give you, so our shareholders are now expected to, as a gift to you, because it is in the public interest. I said, I didn't see Clear Channel when they created this large competitive company to us, sitting there giving up any stations. So
yeah, why don't they donate a few stations to the public interest?
That's what I thought. I mean, at this point, you know, there's
it's sickening,
They're
isn't
pretty
it?
big, yeah.
So
those would have all been deal breakers, I assume.
And yeah, well, we wouldn't do it.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that.
I, as much as I wanted to do this merger, I needed to make sure that we were going to do the merger and we were going to be able to win after the merger. Because as I told you, we were going to win before the merger.
Right, you didn't want to be disadvantaged.
Yeah, to go backwards. I mean, so for the purpose of ego, right, to just sit there and say, we got a merger done, you know, hooray, hooray, you know, I'm moving on.
Right.
That isn't the case, right? I'm here, and I'm going to stay here, and I wanted to get a merger done because the merger will make the company better than if it was...
Was this the toughest thing you ever had to do in your career? Honestly.
By far.
That's it.
As silly as that
Even getting
sounds.
CBS and Viacom.
Well, I mean, I must have, I did have one dinner with some of the Redstone. I think that was worse. But
that was tough.
Other than that one dinner,
But this was hard.
This was the hardest thing I've ever done in my career, and it never should have been, because it should have been
easy.
A piece of cake. You had two struggling companies, never made a dime. Either one never made a dime. Combined, we still have all terrestrial radio to compete with, you know. And
why did it take the Department of Justice so long to decide?
Because they had gotten such concerns, and there was a belief. So, you know, remember, EchoStar and DirecTV,
right,
you know, got turned down. So people said, well, gee, there's two satellite television companies, and they want to become one.
In other words, they heard the word satellite, and they don't really have all that wherewithal, and they can't figure out that...
Yeah, maybe no
completely...
satellite should ever merge.
Well, here's what they said. They said there are two satellite radio companies. Mr. Karmazin, would you believe that there are two satellite radio companies in the United States today?
Right.
Yes, sir. And after the merger, there's going to be one satellite radio
That's
company.
right.
So this is a 2-to-1. This is a duopoly to become a monopoly. And the answer is, yes, there are two satellite radio companies, but forget that it's called satellite radio. We compete with iPods, we compete with other technology. We're part of a bigger market. So it took the Justice Department, which was a very unpolitical process, by the way, a long time, because they went to auto partners, they went to content, they went to...
They did their research.
Howard, I don't know if they spoke to you. I know they spoke with your agent, and they spent a good amount of time to say, is this going to be a monopoly? And the answer would be, so as an example, when it came to Howard, the sense was, Howard, you had two satellite radio companies interested in you before you came here.
Right.
Now, if the merger happens, there's only going to be one satellite radio company. Aren't you sitting there concerned about that? And your agent or you, whoever spoke to him, would say, I came from terrestrial radio.
Right.
There's competition. By the way, if I decide when my contract is up, and you better decide when your contract's up to stay, but if I decide on my contract is up that I want to go somewhere else, there's plenty of places
to go.
To go.
Yes, absolutely.
I would happily have you.
and the fact of the matter is that I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't go back to terrestrial radio under any circumstance.
Why would you? I mean,
but you had the choice.
But you always had the choice.
They had negotiating move.
Let me tell you something.
Creative freedom.
Here's what I said. Here's what I said. I said you run the risk of having no satellite company to go to.
Right.
If you don't see this merger.
And then you're stuck with only terrestrial radio.
I had a bunch of radio guys say to me, you know, this isn't good for me. I'm talking about announcers who call me and are friendly with me and say, this isn't good for me because I used to be able to go to XM, then I could go to Sirius, and I could go. I said, you're wrong. I said, if this deal doesn't go through, you might not even have a satellite company to go to
There'll be
and
no
sit there.
option,
I said, this is going to make them stronger. They're going to be able to hire better talent. They're going to
And
be able to compete.
pay you.
Yeah,
And the other thing is, it's stupid to have two. It's like you don't have a separate AM radio, and then you got to buy a separate FM radio.
You have them combined.
You have them combined.
Right. No, it made no sense.
Hey, Howard.
Well, congratulations. Yes,
Can I
Artie.
just say, hey, Mel, you know, one of the greatest things about this for you has got to be, you know, predicting to the board that, you know, the NAB, if they come out against this, obviously that's great for us. And they actually took that bait. That happened. But if you were still on the NAB, don't you think you would have been crowing like, guys, we can't come out against this. And don't you?
Would you have fought if you? That's a good question, Artie's
So
asking.
here's what I would have done.
I mean, do you think there's anybody smart enough there to have figured that out and was crowing about it?
I mean, they spent millions of dollars fighting this.
Here's what they should have done, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's. I want to know
the
what
local
you think.
broadcasters have accepted that there's cable television.
Right.
Today, you don't hear television saying, let's get rid of HBO. We don't want there to be an ESPN.
Yeah.
You sit there and coexist. There's a role for local broadcasters, and a very important role. I mean, we're not going to do what local broadcasters do. We're not going to cover the local school closings, and we're not going to deal with some of the local community stuff.
Right.
So there's a role. Just like AM radio has been around for over 80 years today.
Right. They didn't
it's
go
still
away.
And radio will still be away. What they should have said is, what are you really concerned about? Okay, are you concerned about local advertising? Of course, that's your bread and butter. So if they would have spoken to me and said, you know what, is there something we can do that would maybe you can agree to not do local advertising, or you would not do some of the concern, then, by the way, the radio industry would embrace satellite and say, you know what, we're part of the radio industry, and the radio industry now would be perceived of, in part because of satellite radio being so strong, as not as dead in the water.
Right.
Maybe more exciting.
So they should have said, hey, we're going to embrace this. The radio business will be a bigger, better business. And by the way, we're still going to get most of the advertising because it's mostly local advertising, and their business is more subscription.
You really think you would have been that way?
I don't think
Because you're the guy who would have hated.
Right. At this point,
I don't buy that.
What did I want them to do? I wanted the government to shut down some of these terrestrial radio stations.
Well, I'm for that, and I would vote for that. I'd vote for any candidate who could do that.
By the way, Mel has been all over the news because of the Janet Jackson thing, and there you were right again.
Once again, I must tell you, I did feel a whole lot better about getting the merger approved than winning the Janet Jackson case.
You bet. No, it's a great day.
It was just that I remembered you were, because they kept showing your face at those congressional hearings as well.
I've had my share of congressional hearings. These were the most grueling.
What is it, Gary?
A lot of people in the office have this question: whose idea was the merger? Like, where did it start? Was it your idea?
Yeah, I must and take the responsibility for it as well. So before I joined the company, one of the board members, Leon Black. So before I joined the company, one of the thoughts that I had was, what about combining these two companies? And I had originally heard that idea when I was working at Viacom from Mike Milken, a well-known financier, and Larry Tisch, who I knew well. He's passed away. They wanted me to leave Viacom and to join. This is before you did it, and it wouldn't have been a success because of what you did to satellite radio. That they wanted me to join the company for the purpose of putting it together. So before I joined the company, I spent a good amount of time trying to understand what has been going on, and have been working on it for that long. And as we disclosed earlier, I went after XM and tried to get them. They wouldn't consider it, and convinced them after a long period of time. But, the final piece, just to see where it is, when you got here, we talked about there was 600,000 subscribers.
Right.
Today, almost 20 million subscribers.
That's amazing.
When you got here in 2000, when you announced, so it was before you even got here, the revenue was $67 million. Sirius's total sales, $67 million. And today, as I said, $2.2 billion.
Wow. A lot of growth. That is really fantastic. And I believe there's a great future ahead for satellite radio. More than anyone predicts, and I am pretty good with radio stuff.
Well, you know what? I was asking the other day, Tim Sabian once told us about the rate of sales of satellite radio. And is the growth still that...
Well, people, car companies are slowing down, but they're still selling a lot of cars, and satellite radio is going there. And I think that once the confusion of the merger is out of the place, I think that aftermarket, I think these better products, that we'll be able to create where you can get the Howard Stern on XM, I think that's going to help. I think the churn, where people disconnect will go down because the product will be better. So,
Right.
I mean, I think that there's a lot of good things, a lot of
You did
risks,
a
a lot of
fabulous
company.
job. You should be congratulated and really proud of yourself.
Well,
I mean,
that's
it's a
new
tremendous
advertising
accomplishment.
campaign. Howard Stern on XM.
And the whole
That's right.
team, by the way, there was just a
I know.
tremendous
There's
team of people, as always.
amazing a group of people who really hung in there, and this is tough. And I mean, I felt for Mel going down there and testifying over and over again. I knew it was a bunch
that
of bullshit.
was the problem, yeah.
Dominic, you're on the air. Go ahead, Dominic.
Congratulations, Mel.
Thanks, Dominic.
Politically, I think that this is like the internet. It scares the hell out of the political parties how powerful this really is. Do you agree on that?
Yeah, I will tell you that I had a very influential senator that met with me privately who said that I am willing to support this merger if you are willing to conform to terrestrial radio's rules on indecency.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
And you know my answer on that,
Right.
right? So
That's ridiculous.
were they deal breakers? You know, in my opinion, I don't believe that we do anything indecent at all. I think we do funny and stuff like that. So, and this Janet Jackson thing, you know, everybody thought,
Can
oh my
you
God.
imagine in a private pay service? I mean, it's the same as a book or a magazine or anything that you a cable. I mean,
That you choose to pick
why would a
up,
guy
yeah.
care about that? No. This is certainly a closed system.
And that's my argument. And my argument is that why is it that you want all media to just be acceptable to kids, that adults don't have any rights to have content that they may like? So everything has to be at the lowest common denominator where it has to be acceptable to children because, oh my God, imagine if a child heard, you know, the word penis or something.
And here we finally have a system that takes care of that.
Yeah.
It's a pay service.
Yeah,
no
and-
one has to have this in their home.
And what an archaic way of thinking. In 2008, like 40 years after Lenny Bruce and 25 years after Howard got started, to think, I mean, it's not like we're murdering people here in decency. It's just adult
by the way-
entertainment. It's like the difference between Chris Rock on HBO or Chris Rock hosting the Oscars. What's funnier?
Maybe the most important question in all this is, how does all of this affect Cousin Brucey? What's going to happen with him?
So Cousin Brucey will have a bigger platform for people to be able to hear his extraordinary shows. And I've been a Cousin Brucey
Cousin
fan since
Brucey
growing up.
a part of the package that you can get?
Well, we haven't had a lot of discussions on it, but I can't imagine why XM subscribers would not want to hear Cousin Brucey.
Are you saying?
future.
Are you saying the XM subscribers represent more cousins? That's right.
It's a bigger family.
And the
It's a bigger family.
The XMers are officially cousins now, is what you're saying.
We are now together. I am, you know, as of yesterday, I had a town hall there. I'm going to have one here today at 10:30 in New York.
Have you
communicate.
spoken with Oprah?
I have not spoken to Oprah, but Oprah had sent
she's an old
regards.
friend,
I love Oprah, and I've not seen her in ages. But
Does Oprah want to meet with me now that we're on the same thing?
Let me write
we
that
have
down
to
to
have
when I
that
do
summit.
speak to Oprah, I will ask her.
Somebody told me there was going to be a joint press conference.
You
Was
know
that
what would be great?
Yeah, Howard said
I
that.
said that, and somebody picked up on it and said they couldn't wait for the joint press conference.
One of the bad about the internet, right? I mean, the internet's phenomenal, right? Is that all over the internet was people are asking now, when is the Howard Stern Oprah press conference?
I know. And you want to know something? What a great promotion that would
Oh,
be.
my goodness.
Can you imagine?
And it's only available on satellite.
I am volunteering for this right now.
Now, if Howard decides to stay, and you said I think $2 billion in sales now, by then it'll probably be $5 billion. Will you have to give Howard the entire county of Staten Island?
Well, no. What I would
Mel
say,
would never give me the entire county. Of
So,
Staten Island.
so here's the negotiation with
Right.
Howard.
Yes.
What are you crazy? We have a monopoly.
Where are you going to go? You've ruined your reputation with terrestrial radio. You have nowhere to go.
Yeah, Howard. You
the
know
man
what?
always gets me in the end.
Back in 19. I guess
I've been through many-
85.
I got to tell you, I've been through a lot of negotiations with Mel. It's not easy.
It's not easy at
No.
all.
I will put this offer on the table, okay, because of this monopoly we now have. I will give you what we gave you in 85.
Oh, excellent. Thank you, Mel. As a matter of fact, you know, there was one time I was going through a negotiation with Mel when we were at K-Rock, and I turned to Mel, and this is just how stupid I am. I said, Mel, you should treat me like you would treat your own son. And Mel looked at me like I'm out of my fucking mind
But
because
how
I'm
would
not
you-
his son.
Right.
And
He
this
said
is
there's
how I
one
view the
problem
world.
with that.
And when I went to a psychiatrist, it was one of the first things they ever brought up. And the psychiatrist looked at me and said, "You're going to need a lot of psychiatry." He goes, "The guy's not your father." He said, "You end up thinking everyone's going to be your father and take care of you."
You are so bizarre because my son says to me, "Why can't you treat me like you treat Howard? Give him that. Give me that kind of money."
I got to talk to that guy.
Don Buchwald.
What is that, Dominic?
Don Buchwald, the greatest agent in the world, will only want you to be treated as well as Mel's dog.
Well, thank you, Dominic. That's very true. Well, Mel, this is a great day.
You know, the one thing, like, it is on everybody's mind, though, is will all of the programming one day be the same, or will there always be two separate sets of programming?
So there's probably a closer situation. So, logically, if they have a country music channel that might be better than our country music channel, we'd want to give our subscribers the best.
Right.
So there probably will be a morphing to try to give both services the best service, but there will always be the two services because of what I mentioned to you about the cars. Our satellites can't go to the XM radios and XM satellites, so we're going to have to continue to operate two separate operations. We're going to continue to have.
But don't you think eventually you'll be able to build a radio that can receive Sirius and XM?
Yeah, we have that radio, and we'll
that.
have that in the market soon. But that is still going to require that there be these General Motors radios that are in the car. So it's for at least 10, 12 more years. There's for sure going to be the two services. Closer together maybe on programming, but two distinct services. Longer term, I think it's 2015 or 2018, we can launch new satellites. And then when we launch new satellites, then it will be able to get to both radios, and then we can, but that's a long way off.
That's a long way off. That's great.
In the meantime, I have things to do to make this work. So the easy part, believe it or not, I've been telling people, the easy part is over because doing the deal is supposed to be easy. Now you got to make it work.
And what about Riley Martin? How will this affect him?
Have you negotiated with him?
One of the thoughts coming in here was whether or not I should tell the truth about the revenue of the company. Because I knew the impact would be on Riley Martin.
When Riley hears you're making $262 billion, it's going to drive him absolutely insane. In fact, I'll play you later in the show, not while Mel is here. Riley did call.
Oh, yeah?
Riley on his show said, I will play you tape, he's very upset that Mel didn't mention him at the press conference.
You're kidding.
That's right. Wow. And he's not kidding. He's not kidding. Marianne from Brooklyn, go ahead. What do you want to say to Mel real quick?
I want to congratulate you, Mel, for all your hard work, for all of us, for Howard, for everybody. And Mel, if it's too personal, who are you voting for, Mel? Because whoever you're voting for, I'm voting for.
Yeah, it's. I thought I knew who I was going to vote for, and I was hoping throughout this process, I was going to see a distinction, from Republicans and a distinction from Democrats, and knowing how important to my life business is, that one of the issues that would have influenced my voting would have been, on, what is necessary, what is better for our shareholders, and that's because, a lot of the contributions that I make to political parties comes because I make money here.
Right.
And but I'm not clear. I know Senator McCain fairly well, and I have really been a fan of his for a long time. And I've not met Senator Obama. So, at this point, I haven't made any decision.
Up for grabs. You don't know yet.
I could
Are
be,
you waiting for the debate?
I think I'm waiting till I probably close that, curtain.
So
and
this
make the vote.
FCC process, you were hoping that maybe you'd have some clarity about how you felt about either party, but you're saying, I would think you would have favored the Republicans in this because at least they approved the merger on the FCC.
I absolutely do. The vote was 3-2, and the three votes who approved it were Republicans, and that says an awful lot to me. So,
And Mel, if you need me to advertise for you, absolutely for free, I will pound the pavement for Sirius XM because I am a huge fan and a supporter of having what I like. This is my indulgence in life, and I truly believe believe in.
All right, I have a headache.
Marianne, we need more people like you who are willing to do things for free.
Right. Yeah. That's Mel's real push now. He wants to get as much as possible for free.
Yeah. Do whatever you got to do, Marianne. You have permission.
I see Ralph's on the phone and wants to tell Mel what he needs to do now as the head of SiriusXM. Are you interested in Ralph's input at all? Do you think it's relevant?
I feel the same about Ralph's input as I always have.
Right. Okay, good. Ralph, go ahead.
What should he wear at the press conference,
Mel's
Ralph?
So good. Hey, Mel really is in another world when he's waiting to talk to the candidates to decide who he's going to vote.
Right. He's really risen. I knew him when he had no access. Now all of a sudden he's hanging out with.
I love that.
Yes.
All right, Mel, there's two problems here, and take this seriously. First of all, my friend went to buy two different cars, a Hummer and a BMW. When he got the Hummer, they didn't even tell him that he had XM in it. He had to read the owner's manual. The BMW, he got the BMW. He ordered it. He gets the BMW. He goes, well, where's the Sirius? He goes, oh, you wanted that? You needed to order it. You should have asked us, and it's going to cost you $500 now. So these car companies got to get on board, first of all.
Right.
Ralph, I think for the first time, I'm going to say, you've raised a good point, and I think the good news is it just shows you how successful satellite radio has been. And there's still so much work that has to be done to really execute perfectly. And a lot of the stuff is beyond our hands. When you go to Best Buy or one of the retail stores, they have a fair turnover of salespeople. And you ask them a question, which service has Howard Stern? And I do that all the time, just go in as a customer. It's amazing how frequently they don't get it right.
Yeah, they'll say XM, and they don't get it. And Ralph is right; it's true. And everyone I meet, but everyone I meet has an idea on how to improve satellite radio and improve sales and this and that. The other thing, there is Mel's right. There's a tremendous amount of work to be done. I mean, how do you get a guy who works at a car dealership to understand that? Hey. Customer walks in.
About it, yeah.
Do you want satellite radio? This is a feature that we offer. This is that. I mean, how do you do that?
I bought a car the other day. I work in satellite radio. They know I work in satellite radio. They forgot to put the satellite in the car.
It's ridiculous.
I bought a car just honestly for the purpose, of I didn't have a satellite radio in one of my cars, so I figured I need to have it in all my cars. So I bought a car just to go through the experience.
Process, yeah.
Right.
It is frustrating because they want to sell cars.
Right.
So, when they think that the car is 30,000, it's 40,000, it's 100,000, they're not focused on this low-priced item. So we have some programs. We're going to work on it. We'll get better as time goes on, but it's a real issue.
Ralph,
the other problem, Mel, is this equipment. You should be able to go in a store and buy one fucking thing instead of jumping through hoops. I got to buy a car kit. I got to buy a home dock. I got to port this. It should be simple. And then they don't have the car kit in stock. It's so frustrating. And that's if you can get this stuff sometimes.
Ralph, now that the merger's done, and now I don't have to testify for hearings, I will work in my basement on getting these radios.
Well, I've actually been doing that.
Would you consider using Ralph as a consultant in any of this? Is there any value in his opinions?
My microphones, I can't. My
hear.
headset's not working.
His headset doesn't work. All right, thank you, Ralph. Well, there it is. I'll tell you what we should do, and I'm going to make this offer to you, Mel. In order to get these car dealers up to speed and make it important to them to sell these satellite radios, if I can convince Gina Lynn, the porn star, to date the car dealer that sells the most satellite radios and have full-blown out sex with her.
Let me tell you, you've got the constituency that would be most, interesting.
Wouldn't that work?
Based on the car dealers that I know, that could work, but I can't be involved.
You can't be involved.
Can't go out and sell that.
I mean, isn't that really where it's at?
I think
Sex and
they
money?
usually use money as an incentive.
I think that's it. Listen, Mel, I've taken up enough of your time.
Yeah, get to work.
I need to deal with the stock. I mean, that's the issue
now. You need to deal with the stock. I think people are impressed with what you have done. I know I am.
Thank you.
I am special, but this seems to make you even more special, which is terrific. I am very grateful that you did this because I'm going to tell you, I could never have predicted that 2.5 years ago when I signed up with the company, actually 3.5 years I signed, I said satellite radio will be big. And I really felt that it would take off, and I think it is the future of radio. But I never would have thought in 2.5 years the companies would merge.
And by the way, in my opinion, and I'm not blowing smoke, but for you, it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
Because I think the only way it happened was that Sirius became a good competitor to XM because XM was bigger. And had Sirius not been equal to XM, we could not have gotten that done.
Will we go down in history together, Mel, you and I, for some of the accomplishments we've had. Now, I'm going back to the terrestrial radio days. It seems every time that we've gotten together, huge successes have happened. True or false?
You will go down in history.
What about you?
I'll be happy to be a footnote.
You will only be a footnote.
Footnote.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that, too.
I would prefer to go down in history and have you be a footnote. No, but seriously, what a great partnership this has been. It's
been great.
Honestly, I mean, you're really a terrific guy, and you've done some terrific
things. Do you
things.
think, Howard, sometimes that the other people you've worked for in the past who only tried to hold you back
They're
and
assholes.
control you, that's what they decided to do with their time.
Well, in the history of
Instead
Howard's-
building a company,
Yes.
they tried to spend their time controlling
Mel is the
you.
only guy I work for who actually said to me, "You're an asset. I can sell your show." He's the only one who could sell it.
Mhm.
He was the only one who fought for me. Honestly, I've worked for a ton of people. They
Yeah.
were all jack-offs. I've said this on the air before, and you'll hear me say it in the History of Howard Stern Part 2, which is a big special coming up. I talk extensively about Mel being the key person in my career. You can't have my kind of career if you don't have somebody backing you up.
Right.
But
And Mel always backed me up.
For full disclosure,
yes.
in the History of Howard Stern Part 2, which I was interviewed for, I tell the story about how you wanted to be syndicated into more markets than I wanted to do it.
That's true.
And you and Don convinced me to do it against my better judgment
Yeah.
at that time. So
I talk
in
about
fairness,
stuff like that, but the bottom line is we always figured stuff out together and moved forward and moved
And my
ahead.
point is, you were always Howard. These so-called business people who were the general managers of the stations before never understood what they had in their hands. And I wonder if they now sit around kicking themselves because you passed through their fingers.
Oh, yeah, you've been great for me. I mean, and I tell everyone, and I say it, and I don't want to get into a love fest, but the fact of the matter is you're terrific. Congratulations. And I'm going to tell you something about me. I am so fired up now because these scumbags at terrestrial radio, they haven't suffered enough yet. They sat and fought against this thing. Now you've got
Now
real
you're pissed
competition.
even more. You're even
I
more
am
pissed.
so pissed off now. I wasn't pissed off. They had a sleeping lion. I was fat and full. But I'm going to tell you something. I got an enemy now.
Now you got a fire in your
This
belly.
terrestrial radio deserves to compete now. Now, because they have a strong satellite competitor, they're going to have to sit there and figure out how to make their product better. You see, this is the
Oh, that
point.
is,
Now there's competition.
ridiculous.
Now there is real competition. You're going to have to figure out how to beat us and make your programming better than ours. And I got to tell you something. You are in big trouble.
Don't have a lot of faith that you can
We
do that.
are fired up. I'm fired. I don't know about anybody else. I'm fired up. What?
Well, you know what, really, Howard? I mean, really, when you think about it, he's right. You came into a company, you signed on, it had 650,000
That's right.
subscribers.
Was that Mel roaring in the background?
That was Mel.
I heard
Mel
him.
is a
It was Mel. He's
big
going
one.
wild. He loves when I get fired up. Listen
But
to him.
listen to this. And when you signed on, that was the big question. Will he even make a difference? Will he have any impact at all?
There'll be a difference. You wait and see. You wait and see who wins.
in my opinion, the untold story when this merger is done is the impact that you had on getting this done.
And 50 years from now.
Did you take
And
a
can you
meeting?
believe this? What is it called? A museum of broadcasting, or what?
Take the Hall of Fame.
So-called Broadcasting Hall of Fame. How could you have a Broadcasting Hall of Fame and I'm not in it? Some reverend they put in there.
For the record,
I don't care, by the way.
4 years ago,
yeah,
I was inducted.
That's
into the
right.
Hall of Fame.
Rightly so.
Even you are in the
You should resign.
Why do you want
Why
to
don't
be?
you-
Why do you want to be
I
a
don't.
member of something that I'm a member of?
I
mean,
just want to point that out. That's all.
Yeah,
How dare
if,
they?
if you go to the racetrack and there's a horse named Parmesan Stern, you bet on that horse.
Well, you know, in my opinion, and the last thing I have to say, because I really got to get back to work, is that in all of show business, okay, there are very few people, and I can't really think of another one that is as impactful, okay, in business. So the idea of having you be so impactful to do billions of dollars of a merger and to be able to take a company there, I think is extraordinary.
You're right.
And I think that if you even begun to think in years ahead of leaving, it would be like me sitting there saying, you know what, now that it's done, I'm going to leave. So as much as I'm committed, I'm assuming, Howard, that you're committed.
I am committed to this company. You know that.
There are people that have lifetime subscriptions, and I think you have to have a lifetime. You need a lifetime contract.
If I loved my fans and this company, I would be here forever. Let me tell you something. You're absolutely
Your
right.
legacy is not cemented yet.
Maybe if you stayed a little while.
Admit it, Mel. That shithead Imus, he couldn't bring over 3 people to satellite radio.
Maybe if you committed longer, you would one day get inducted into that Hall of Fame. And I'll do. If I have to buy the Hall of Fame, I will buy the Hall of Fame.
He always sucks me in. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I am commissioning a statue of Mel for this studio. I am going to get a top artist. And Gary will roll it in here, and you will have an honorary place here in this studio. I have not done that for anyone.
It's impressive.
And you will have your statue. And wait till you see it. Quickly, Gary, order me a bust. All right, listen, Mel, applause.
Yes.
Congratulations and kudos. You have done it, my friend.
Thank you.
And you, aside from being a dog lover, are a people lover and committed to this company, and I admire your accomplishment. I love what you've done. Congratulations. And for the government to make you wait 18 months and to make all of us wait 18 months was a sin, but you got it done. And again, you're a winner. You're not a loser. If anyone calls you a loser, they're wrong. Okay. You're a winner.
Go out of here knowing.
All right.
What are you going to do? Are you going to celebrate?
Well, no.
Did you open champagne?
Did not. What I'm doing is I got a busy day today because, as I said, this is the first press that I'm doing, and I got a few things that I have to do in that regard. I'm talking to employees at 10:30. I'm going to XM again tomorrow.
Are they nervous or something?
No,
is that why
they
you have to
shouldn't
go
be.
over there?
No, I just want to learn more about
Are they
it.
going to stay in Washington?
That we're going to have a huge facility and continue to operate in Washington. You know, we have about 1,000 employees. They have a little over 1,000 employees. We're going to operate in both places. Purpose is to learn more about XM so I can integrate the company in a smooth way. And I will have a glass of champagne or more on Saturday.
Excellent. We welcome our brothers at XM to the company, and this is terrific. And congratulations.
Mr. Carmazin.
Yes.
So how does it feel to have this huge weight lifted off your shoulders?
Well, the weight is still on my shoulders because, number one, we have to make the merger work, and we have to prove that it was the right decision to do it. So just getting the approval is the first step. Making it work is more important. And then we have to create the value for shareholders who own our company. So I think we still got an awful lot of work to do.
And now, what does this merger mean for the world of Howard Stern?
I think that more people will be able to, listen to Howard Stern show every day. There are an awful lot of people who bought General Motors vehicles because they wanted that car, and unfortunately they're not able to get Sirius there, where shortly and within a few months they'll be able to get Howard Stern. So I think it means more people to be able to listen to Howard Stern.
All right, sounds good.
Great.
Congratulations.
The greatest of all time. I'm coming to see my main man, Howard Stern. We're going to talk straight talk, get it right, get it real, talk about HulkHogan.com, my energy granules, about the wife that's running crazy with a 19-year-old, the 50-year-old wife that's going nuts with a 19-year-old. We're going to talk about everything under the sun, wrestling, you name it. We're going to talk about Pam Anderson's legs. We're going to talk about everything. So what you going to do when Hulk Hogan, the greatest of all time, and Howard Stern run wild on you, brother?
Hulk Hogan is here. See Hulk on American Gladiators Monday nights at 8 o'clock on NBC.
Yes, he's hosting that with Layla Ali, I think.
That's Muhammad Ali's daughter?
Yeah, the boxer.
I think she's kind of cute.
She was on that Dancing with the Stars that you love so much.
Hey, there he is. Look how big he is.
But you know what? He looks smaller.
Represent your boy, man.
I like that boy.
Bubba Army.
What'd you do, man? You pumped up. I mean, your arms are bigger.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got both phones from him, but Nick might call me from jail, and I got to at least say good morning if he calls me.
Absolutely.
Would you say hello to him if he calls?
Of course I would.
Just remember, you're being recorded. Anything you say can incriminate you, so no nail files in the apple pie or anything like that.
I mean, I can't say I'm going to send you a gun so you.
No, you can. Oh, you can say it, but please don't do that.
Are you?
Where you want me here?
Well,
yes, sit down. Have a
thanks.
seat.
When you become a single, how's your hip?
My hip's better.
He's got a bad hip?
No, I got a hip replacement.
Oh, you did?
Why
but
does it hurt?
Still hurts?
We had in the guy, Jesse Ventura, who just had a hip replacement.
Please. Anyway, nice guy.
Well, he said he felt bad for you as a father, but he did badmouth you. He said
he's brutal.
He said you ratted him out to Vince McMahon.
He's so full of shit.
Yeah, anti-union,
Dude, let me tell you something. Jesse has worked on these stories for 30 years.
He has a lot
He's finally got him. Jesse knows just a little bit about a whole lot of things.
Right.
And you should ask him about Plato's retreat when he used to come to New York and him and his wife would do all the wife swapping.
Oh.
You should ask him about coming to San Francisco, going running wild on Quaaludes for 72 hours and showing up with the same clothes on, pissing in his pants and everything. You should ask him the real stories about Jesse.
Because Jesse said he never did drugs.
Please.
He said he did some testosterone.
Oh, please.
But
Dude.
he never smoked weed. He said he never.
Dude, I smoked pot with Jesse in the hotel room and his partner Adrian Adonis. Give me a break.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Because he claims because
dude, stop.
But
that was back in the 80s.
Because we had what's his name, the Iron Sheik on, and he used to call Jesse the Medicine Man.
Oh yeah.
And so, and
what does that mean?
Okay, Robin.
I don't know these
Explain
terms.
the world to us.
It's a blue jay.
Double blue jay, brother. And around. So you guys are hot. You never stop. You're doing great. I'm just trying to play the second half of the game here.
I'm worried about you.
I'm doing better.
When you sat down, we have a lot to cover, but when you sat down, you looked like you were in physical pain.
Yeah, my back's pretty messed up.
What is it messed up
you,
from?
Wait a minute. I told you one of the things that used to kill me about his reality show is that everybody's lounging around the pool in the beautiful house, and then Hulk limps out because he has given his whole body to making a livelihood for his family. And it always seemed that, he was not appreciated.
Yeah, did you start to feel, because now we can really talk. Did you
You know we can, brother.
Yes. Did you start,
Gloves are off.
Did you start to feel,
and you love it.
I do. Did you start to feel as a man, shit, I gave my whole body, really. I mean, you racked in pain. You spent a lot of years hustling on the road for a living. Not that some of it wasn't fun, but a lot of it's pretty dreary. Did you start to feel resentful that, like in a sense, that your family was having such fun and good times, and meanwhile you're down there trying to maintain your physical health?
No, I didn't feel resentful. It's just, I couldn't stay ahead of the curve because it was never, it was never, the house wasn't big enough, or we had to move again. So I had to hustle. I actually kind of like retired one time, and then when I saw this big monster house being built, I went to work for Ted Turner for 7 years. And
did Linda put pressure on you and say the house isn't good enough for us?
No, she didn't say it was good enough, but she always wanted to move. And like when we went to Miami a few years ago,
I remember you didn't want to go there.
No, I wanted to stay in Florida, but Brooke was recording there, and so Linda found a house and she wanted to move there. So all of a sudden, Timberland, what's his name? Timberland, the producer was going to buy the home. But instead, I came in like at 7 in the morning with Brooke from the recording studio. They woke me up. Oh, we got to look at this house. We got to buy it. So, Linda talked me into buying this house. This is what I want. This is what I want. Put $14 million into the house. All of a sudden, 6 months later, I'm standing there in the house by myself. Kids gone. I'm going, what am I doing here? Ugh. So, and then, when she moved out to L.A., she got this rental house in Brentwood, $22,000 a month.
Why did she want to live in L.A.?
Because her family's from there.
But why did she have to move you and spend $14 million in California if she wanted to move to L.A.?
Yeah,
brother, you got to fix what's wrong on the inside before everything works on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
How miserable I knew you were when we were at Bubba's wedding, and you walked in carrying that big box, whatever the hell the gift was.
Right.
You looked like you just wanted to kill yourself. You're carrying this big box. I said, this guy needs to get laid so fucking badly.
The other thing was Linda was there, and she was holding hands with a girl.
I'm telling you.
I can't even remember.
Oh, you want your lawyer on the phone? I'll put him on. I'll keep him up.
David Houston?
Yeah. All right. Dave, you want to be on here? I know you said you want
Dirty Dave.
Terry, how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Dave. So anyway, I knew you were miserable that day. I said, this guy's aching to get out there and play around a little bit.
But at the beginning of the reality show, did you know your marriage was in trouble?
Yeah, I did. We had problems. Oh, geez. I remember, I was married 23 years. I remember about the 3-year mark when we started to have a few little problems. I went to her parents and I said, Gail and Joe, I said, hey, Linda's kind of wild, and I'm having some problems with the wine and this and that. They go, well, you married her. I went, oh, thanks. I mean, like nobody told me.
Problem now.
Like they were having to get rid of her. I went, oh my God.
Hey, I know I'm jumping all over the place. Brooke's thinking of doing Playboy. You're going to let that go down?
Here's what's going on.
What's going on?
Brooke, when she was 16, got a call to do Playboy.
That's crazy.
So I called him back and I said very gracefully, she's only 16 years old. Thanks for the call. We appreciate the interest. Bang. So now all of a sudden, her reality show's taken off. She did some really great numbers the last couple of weeks.
I've been watching the show.
I have too.
Yeah. Playboy, she said to say hello too. She loves you.
I love her.
Playboy called and said, we want you on the cover of the 55th anniversary where they'll have Drew Barrymore, Marilyn Monroe, and everybody inside. So she calls me and asks me what I think. I said, well, the first thing you say on a business call like that is we're very interested. Let us find out more about it.
Right.
Now, Playboy could be something where they just got you on the cover and they do nice little pictures, or Playboy could be where they get you on the cover and they want the full-blown spread. And you have to make that decision.
Right.
Because it's a major career momentum-shifting move, which can make your career skyrocket or it can put you in the tank. So you got to be real careful.
So you would be okay with it if she decides to do it?
Bro, I'm not okay with it because I got this old redneck, old school mentality, which is barbaric. But at the end of the day, Brooke is 20 years old, bro. And I did this whole bluffing act of don't talk to Brooke, don't look at her until she was 18.
Right.
But I'm pretty easy, bro. I'm not like a double standard guy. I mean, I can't, run the game one way, then have the rules different for somebody else. But I said, Brooke, you really have to think this through and make the right decision. Timing-wise?
Would you look at the pictorial?
No, hell no.
You would never want to see your daughter.
No.
But
God,
you
I
put
wouldn't either.
suntan lotion on her butt.
Yeah, well, I put baby lotion on her butt when she was a baby, too. She's my daughter.
You're catching a lot of shit for that, right?
You know what? That's all. You know what? It's in the bottom of somebody's birdcage the next day. Who gives a shit anyway? But at the end of the day, if Brooke makes that choice, I'll support her. I think right now it's the wrong time.
Really?
I think it's the wrong time.
I agree,
now.
and I'll tell you why.
What is the right time?
Because
I don't know. Probably down the road when she needs to. Well, you can ask Pam Anderson. She knows when the right time is. Hell, I don't know. I've never done it.
No, Brooke's got something going on now.
She doesn't need
She's doing
it.
She doesn't
Thank
need
you.
it.
Yeah.
And the best time for her to do it is when Hulk is dead.
I see.
That's the best
All
time
right.
to do it. Let him pass away, and then she can go in the fucking magazine and be
Once
naked.
he's 6 feet under. Huh?
Yeah, I like her. I find her charismatic.
He is fascinated.
I
with her.
watch the show every week, and I don't even know why.
Let me tell you one thing about
Why
Brooke.
do I like that?
I got to tell you one thing about Brooke. She is the most honest, pure, nicest person. She doesn't have a bad bone in her body. She is loyal to a fault.
You think
the guy
she could
that
be-
ends up with her?
Yeah, but hold it. You
What?
think she could be a good wife? She's been spoiled her whole life.
No,
You
bro,
have
she hasn't been spoiled.
Yeah, you have given her a lifestyle. You forget. You've given her an incredible lifestyle. She's used to getting whatever she wants. She lives in a luxury
Brother,
condo.
she works her ass off.
Yes, but still, she's going to expect some guy to take care of her the way you do, and you take care of her.
Well, why would you
unbelievably.
marry somebody and lower your standards or even make a lateral move?
Did you ever have to spank her when she was a kid?
This is the truth, the honest truth. When she was like, she still had diapers on.
Right.
And I don't know if she was 2 years old or how old she was, but I was packing my wrestling bag, trying to get ready to do another Vince McMahon extravaganza. And every time I'd pack my bag, she'd take something out. I'd put something in, she'd take a knee pad out. I'd put a boot in, she'd take a boot. And I hit her on the butt on the poopy diaper.
Right.
And I still never heard the end of it. I mean, I smacked her one time on the ass, and she still talks about it.
I would have to spank her.
You know what? I'm looking at
you're
his
brutal.
finger, and he has a tattoo.
Oh, I'm getting that removed.
What is that?
That's my wife's name, Linda.
Uh-huh.
Oh, on your ring finger?
Yeah, I'm getting that removed.
You know, I'm getting married in a couple of, weeks or so.
We need to have a talk.
And I'm getting a tattoo.
We should talk.
Why? Why should we talk?
Well, because
you know.
Because,
who I'm married.
brother, let me tell you something.
Go ahead.
10 years from now, you'll be looking at me going, Hogan, we should have had that talk, brother.
Really?
Yeah. We should have had that talk. And I know Beth's a great girl.
She is.
She's an awesome girl, but still, man, you know.
You think love can't work?
I didn't say love can't
Are
work.
you
I
that
say why
sour?
mess love up with marriage? No, I'm not that sour.
Well, maybe you're right. Beth even said that to me last night. She goes, I'm really nervous about getting married. I said, why? She goes, what if it fucks everything up?
No doubt, brother.
But why does it have to fuck everything up?
It
I
doesn't
mean,
have to. Maybe
what could be
Beth,
there?
maybe in Beth, it won't change a thing. But
Yeah, but you're saying
but if it
that,
does
like-
change a thing, cover your ass business-wise.
Oh, so what's going on with that now? You're going to get cleaned out.
Of course I am.
What about Florida law? Luke was in here.
Is the divorce in Florida?
Is divorce in Florida or California?
It's in Florida, but Florida's a no-fault state. But it should be an easy. That's what none of us, even David's on the phone. That's one of the things we don't understand. It should be just an easy divorce. It wasn't an argument. It wasn't,
She's going to want money, man.
Oh, but of course, it was an argument when she filed for divorce. It means I never want to see you, be with you. I'm not in love with you anymore. So I figured.
But what caused the divorce? Were you already fucking around, or was she? I know she's fucking around with some 19-year-old pool boy or something. right?
Yeah.
Like one of Brooke's friends. Or
Yeah,
something.
that's been a tough one on the kids. That's
That
been a
is
tough one.
Brooke's not even talking to the mom.
No, and kind of it got really crazy because things have kind of like escalated because, first off, when Brooke started dating the kid, she told Brooke she was the boy was 27 years old, which kind of appalled Brooke, because that's kind of young for a 50-year-old.
Oh, hell yeah. Are you flipping out about it psychologically?
No, bro, I'm cool with that. I'm way cool with that because I'm not connected with her as far as being in love with her anymore.
Yeah, but what the effect it has on the kids.
The effect it has on the kids is tough because what really kind of set it off is when Brooke found out how old the guy was. It was a situation where, Brooke was living with me, because there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and Brooke finally figured out who both of us were. Mm-hmm. So Brooke's living with me, and all of a sudden, she started packing up a little overnight bag, and I guess Linda had talked about spending the whole day and night with Brooke. So Brooke didn't want to upset me. And when she's packing a little bag, she goes, "Oh, Dad, I'm kind of like going to go over and spend the day and the night with Mom." And I think Brooke thought it would roll into like 5 or 6 days, Right. And she didn't want to upset me. I said, "Oh, that's cool." So all of a sudden, when Brooke's packing up, Linda calls and says, "Well, let's just meet for breakfast."
Oh.
And switch gears. So she says, "Let's meet at the Willowdale house, a big house." So Linda goes to the Willowdale house. Mom's not there. So Mom goes, "Come to the restaurant. I told you to come to the damn restaurant." So Brooke flipped out and said, Mom yelled at me, said, "Come right to the restaurant." I said, "Okay, we'll go meet your mom at the restaurant." Well, what happened was Brooke hung up the phone, and this is the house she grew up in. She wanted to go upstairs and see her room because she hadn't been there for 4 or 5 months and see what clothes were there. And as she walked upstairs to turn left to her room, she looked in Nick's room. Now, Nick's in jail.
Right.
And when she looked in Nick's room, all Nick's clothes were on the bed. His jewelry was out. When she walked in Nick's room, the computer was on. And she goes, "What the hell?" And all of a sudden, she opened Nick's bathroom door, and there's 2 6'4" 19-year-old boys. She goes, "What are you doing in my house?" And the one kid goes, "I live here. I date your mom."
Oh.
And Brooke looked at the kid and goes, "You're Charlie Hill. I went to school with you. You're younger than me." So Brooke started shaking and called me.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't know if it was going to be an Aruba situation. They were going to beat her up or rape her. I don't know what's going on. So I said, "Just tell them you're calling the cops." They left, and as Charlie walked out, he clicked off on Nick's computer. So, I mean, the invasion of privacy to put your daughter in that situation. And Linda got pissed at Brooke and said, "Brooke ransacked the house." This is the house she grew up in.
Wow.
So now Linda doesn't talk to Brooke anymore. And then
do you think this is all a result of the reality show? Would you, if you had
No,
to do
bro,
it
there
over
were
again?
problems before the reality
There was.
show.
So the reality, you don't blame the reality show. You don't feel like it was a mistake.
No. I mean, things were going to turn out the way they turned out. Everybody wanted to do the reality show. It put extra pressure on, but there were already problems with Linda and I for the last 10, 12 years before that. It was a nightmare. I mean, Linda.
Why didn't you get out sooner?
Because for the same old story for the kids, brother.
For the kids.
Do you think it was good for the kids? You staying
Not now.
together?
Not now. I don't.
In retrospect, everyone always
Now
says
I
that.
realize that the kids. It would be better off for the kids to be from a broken home than be in one.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I really see it, and there were things like, just sometimes I would get these crazy cheap shots when I'd talk to Brooke and say, "Brooke, what do you think I should do?" She goes, "Well, Dad, Mom doesn't love you anymore." That's tough coming from your kid.
Were you not having sex for the last 10, 12 years with your wife?
It was off and on, but it was very rare.
Very rare. And here you are,
And you're Hulk Hogan.
I mean, you can get laid.
Stop.
I mean, you can, right?
Well, I'm dating a really nice 34-year-old girl right now.
Did you move right into dating the 34-year-old girl, or did
No,
you
brother.
go out and have a little fun?
Brother, I didn't have anything. I've been through this crazy transformation. I don't want to Bible thump you, but on my wrist I have awareness.
Yeah.
And I have grateful because
When did you put that on?
Right when all this stuff going down, I was soul searching because I went to a really bad place for a while.
You just got those tattoos.
Yeah, about 6 months ago. I went to a really bad place, and I got really weird. I was so depressed. My family was no. Oh, thanks, Robin.
What do you mean by weird? What do you mean weird?
I just was so depressed that I lost, my wife, and she walked away after 23 years. Even
But
though we
you
were
should have
fighting,
been happy because you were miserable.
I wasn't happy because, bro, I thought that when you put your hand on the Bible and you said, "Till death do us part, through better or worse," that we would go through this and get through it. I had no idea that the final argument would end up in divorce or whatever. So I kind of got by myself. I was in this big house, seeing all my kids' pictures and everything. And with nobody in there, your mind starts playing games on you.
Right.
You start drinking a few beers, and you and you get a little weird.
Were you thinking you were going to kill yourself?
I had some weird thoughts.
No shit.
I had some weird. But
Did you take a gun out and try to kill yourself?
No, I didn't take a gun out and try to kill myself. I had a gun in the house. I've got a permit. I've never shot the gun, never brandished the gun, never anything. But the gun is there, and the thought process goes through your head. But at the end of the day, the overriding thought is your kids. And so you go through this huge depression, And, I started praying. Well, I was praying the last couple of New Years to be happy. That's all I wanted to be, was happy. And all of a sudden, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I kind of just snapped out of it. And what happened
Who
is...
did you turn to during these times? Did you go to a psychiatrist?
No, I didn't. I just talked to a bunch of friends. And
Who? Bubba? Did you
Here's
talk
the
to Bubba?
deal.
Here's the deal. Did he start in with you?
Who?
Bubba. Did you talk
Oh,
to
yeah.
him?
Bubba helped me a lot,
He did
man.
help you a lot.
I actually
He's a good guy, Bubba.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I actually moved in with him for a while just so he was worried about me. He says, come stay at my house. But what
How
happened...
was that? Did you see Heather naked?
No,
You did not. Not even during that time.
But that was tough because when I was staying with Bubba, every morning I'd come down and I'd see his 2 kids, so that was tough.
Right. And all of a sudden, now you're living in Bubba's house. You're not with your family. That is depressing.
Yeah, but that's okay. But Bubba
were
has
you
a
getting-
boy and a girl, and,
and you
I'm
weren't
sure
getting-
that reminded you.
And you weren't going out and meeting girls at that point?
I was going out and drinking and running around, but I was too depressed
How
to talk
long
to
did it
anybody.
take you from the time that you and your wife said, okay, that's it, it's over, I'm moving out? How long did it take you before you start dating? Do you wait an hour, a half hour? How long do you wait? Honestly, I want
Well, I
you to be
really
real.
have never dated,
Okay. How long before you
But,
get married?
it probably took a couple months before I met somebody that was really
But
cool.
what'd you do for those couple of months? Did you get any
No.
pussy?
No, bro.
Nothing.
Dude, you can't
Dude,
even...
that's why you were depressed.
No, it's not even... Let me tell you something. When you're that upset mentally, nothing works.
Oh, that works.
No, it doesn't.
Trust me.
Okay, well, okay. You've never been that
You should have
depressed.
called me. Never mind Bubba.
Well, you're not my type.
I would have told you what to do.
Jeez.
I'm not your type.
No, but it's, the thing was, I just get sick and tired of being sick and tired. In the last couple of years, I just prayed to be happy. And
I thought you were happier. Like when I see you at the wedding, when you're hanging out with your daughter and your son, you were way happier, felt way younger, way more forceful than when you were standing next to your wife.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you what happened to me. I actually didn't think I could go to this buyer's meeting and sales meeting for Walmart.
Right.
And I had Hogan Energy in Walmart. And all of a sudden, I went to Texas. I didn't think I'd go, and I spent 2 days there talking to the buyers and everything about Hogan Energy. And on the way back on the plane, I was moaning and complaining to some guy in first class, and this lady tapped me on the shoulder. She goes, "You need this book." And all of a sudden, I looked at my watch. I had like an hour on the plane, so I can read real slow and microscope a script, a 100-page script, and take 8 hours. Like I'm blocking it and shooting every scene. Or I can speed read through a 100-page script in like 20 minutes. So I started speed reading through this book, and I saw what it was. I broke a sweat. I went, "Oh my God, I don't want to give this book back." And as I was reading it and flipping out, right when the landing gear was going down, the lady goes, "Keep the book." And the
What
book
is the
was
book?
The Secret.
What is The Secret?
It's
You
about.
don't know the secret?
I know Private Parts. The only book I ever read.
Okay,
I wrote it
that's a
myself.
hell of a book too. But I don't want to Bible thump you, but it had to parallel what I believe religiously. It couldn't be a snake oil type deal. So religiously,
Did you read The Secret, Robin?
I've read the secret.
Did
sure.
it do something for you?
Absolutely.
so what happened
Should
was
I read this?
You'd probably be cool. You'd probably dig it.
Okay.
If you don't want to read it, they get a DVD. But what it does,
DVD is good too.
yeah, it's awesome. But
I mean,
what it,
someone reads it to you.
yeah.
Oh, I like
But what it does is it kind of paralleled what I believe because I'm a Christian. I believe that the brother died on the cross to pay for my sins, everlasting life, all that
You
stuff.
buy
call
into
Jesus
you
the
buy,
brother.
You buy into all of that.
Well, I'm not going to go down that road and Bible thump you, but what it does is for me to read The Secret and buy into it. God created energy and all this stuff, and that's what The Secret is about.
It
Is
got
energy.
you out of your depression.
Right, and it's all about positive thinking and the law of attraction, just like the law of gravity really works, whether you know it or not.
Right.
The law of attraction is a real scientific law. We got negative and positive charges. We emit vibrations, and
You're saying between a man and a woman.
no, between
Everything.
anything.
Everything.
Somewhere vibrations attract. Like if you're in a great mood and you're happy, oh my gosh, you'll attract those type of vibes. If you're depressed, manic,
You're
no
going to
good.
attract other.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And so I started reading that law of attraction. I figured it out that, for 20 years, I was doing training, prayers, and vitamins. I was unconscious, and I didn't know what I was doing, but that was all positive stuff. And the law of attraction works whether you like it or not. So I attracted career, money, and whatever I attracted. Now, all of a sudden, I became aware.
Yes.
I'm conscious, and this is a real law I can use, so I can manifest and be happy and attract the right people and the right business and stuff. So that's what got me out of my thing.
Got you out of your thing.
Yeah.
And so, what was it like after all those years of marriage? You finally get a new chick. Talk to me about
Somebody
that.
you can have regular sex with.
Let me
not
let
me.
me
Listen,
tell
you've
you.
been locked up in a fucking prison.
Let me tell you this first. The only way I can describe it is I was breathing all this dirty air, and I thought we were supposed to hate and be miserable, and life sucks. And even though we went out with these people and we had a nice dinner, as soon as they leave, oh, I hate them, they're no good. And I was so used to this mindset of being negative, and it was all this dirty air. As soon as I went out and breathed clean air, I went, oh my God, life is beautiful. People are nice, and
so
this,
you realized when you were in your marriage with your wife, you got into some negative air.
Yeah, bro.
You became negative about people.
Yeah.
Everything became a bummer. Everyone was out to get you. All this shit, and then all of a sudden, your eyes are opened up, and you say, you know what? I think I feel like I'm a better person. I don't have to be so.
And
angry
even with
the world.
all the things that are going down, people go, we're praying for you. They're supportive. They're so nice to me. Even with all these things going down, civil case, my son, the criminal case.
Why are you responsible for your? Okay, your son had.
No,
this
let me
horrible
finish 1
accident.
second. All the stuff that's going down, I'm happier now than I was when I was married.
I believe it.
I swear to you.
I believe
You
it.
still got stuff going on there, just like Howard said. You know, those tapes came out of the prison conversations.
That doesn't seem right to me. Like, isn't that private shit?
We're going to court now to decide if that's public content, because if that's the case, why haven't we heard the Charles Manson tapes? Why haven't we heard all the OJ tapes, the Paris Hilton tapes, the Ted Bundy who killed all the co-eds in Florida? Those tapes were never released.
OJ talking to his lawyers. from prison?
Yeah,
I would like
all
to
that
hear
stuff's never been released. So all of a sudden they release it, and they release it with a juvenile, a child that's talking. And Nick even signed a paper when he went in jail saying he wanted no publicity.
Right.
So the Pinellas County legal team made this decision to release the tapes now.
Is this the most painful thing you ever went through in your life, seeing your son be in jail?
Yeah, bro. It's
This
brutal.
is the worst, right?
But he's doing better. He's doing better because he was sentenced to, first off, everybody that ever had reckless driving, serious bodily injury, or reckless driving and vehicular homicide where the person died when they're under 18, they always get probation.
Right.
But Nick got sentenced to 8 months minimum security, and the truth is we didn't realize he was going to get put to jail, but he took it like a man. He was accountable. He was responsible. He didn't even turn around and look at me when he got sentenced, which killed me. He just took it like a man. He went in thinking he was getting minimum security. They took him to an adult prison and put him in solitary confinement.
Wow.
I mean, this isn't just maximum security where, you know, the murderers and the rapists, you know, hang out. This is where the murderers and the rapists fight each other and attack the guards. They put him to solitary confinement to punish him.
Could you give him any advice about prison? Could you say to him, here's how you're going to remain mentally tough?
We read, bro, and when he could get to a phone, we read. I got him dialed into the being positive and walking in the spirit of Christ, brother, and it got him through it, because most people who go into solitary confinement, the hardened criminals, after 48 or 72 hours, they file an emergency injunction to get them out because they mentally start to unravel.
Right.
Nick lasted 28 days, bro.
Wow.
And it was for the reading and just being positive and just knowing that, you know, you have to be present and in this moment, because the past doesn't exist. It's over. In the future, you look to that for salvation. But being in the moment, this is the only moment we ever have had or ever will have, is this moment.
Right. But
and I said, you got to be grateful for where you're at.
But why are you financially responsible? If your son screws up, why do you have to be on the line financially in a civil suit? I don't understand why.
Well, it's me and my wife.
Right. Like, why?
And she doesn't think she's responsible. She wanted custody of Nick, and she wanted to take Nick in. David, you still there?
Yeah. Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
What they're saying is because he's a juvenile, they're the parents, and they're alleging under Florida law that makes the parents responsible because he's still a juvenile when this crash took place.
Oh, I see. So that means you're I mean, but you got insurance. It's a car accident. Oh, you don't have insurance.
I had minimal insurance because Linda told my bookkeeper we didn't want to pay expensive insurance, so we basically had no insurance.
Oof.
Oh, shit.
Wow. Yes, sir, brother. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, so you got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, but it's all cool, man. I'm
You're
happy.
not going to crack.
No, I'm good now. I could have, but now I'm good.
So now you got lawyers working on it, like Dave here on the phone, and he's working things out.
Right.
But it's a lot of pressure on you mentally. I mean, come on.
It is, brother, but you know what?
You worked your whole life. You banged your body up. I mean, you know, you've been through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You hustled. So now to have your financial empire, you got your wife involved in trying to figure out how much money she's going to get. You got
she wants it all.
She wants it all.
All of it.
And then you got this lawsuit through what happened with your
How
son.
much wrestling did she do?
She did none, but I mean, you know, she was on the Hogan Knows Best for 4 years. She ran a restaurant for 6 years. She's generated income, but now she's acting like she can't work, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she wants to make a career out of me, you know, whatever she can do. And she wants all the trademarks and all the, I mean, just everything. You know, it's like she
How
wants
are
it
you
all.
gonna sort this? It's going to take years to sort all this out, isn't it?
Whatever. You know, it's all good.
So tell me about something good. So you finally, this is what I want to know. You've been married, you were married, what, 34 years?
20-something?
Something, I don't know.
23.
23 years with the same woman. I don't know if you fucked around during the marriage or not. But
he's not answering. He's not answering.
Don't answer anything, Terry.
Don't answer anything? Are you serious?
No, wait a second.
Are you serious, David?
Yeah, no, you can answer other things.
Other things.
Don't answer that?
Of course not.
Oh, I was going to
listen,
answer it.
Some guys, no, seriously, some guys during their marriage do,
They fall.
she might have had a little something on the side. You might have had a little something on the side. Who knows? I don't know.
I mean, you saw Jesse Ventura at Plato's Retreat, or you just heard about
No,
it?
he used to wear the Plato's Retreat shirt on TV doing it and brag about him and his wife Terry going there.
Oh.
So you went there too?
No, I didn't go there. I just listened to the stories.
Oh, okay. But I'm just
That was in New York, Plato's Retreat.
Yeah.
So then, in other words, if you were kind of, but here you are, a single guy.
Yeah.
You're famous. All of a sudden, you're now a free man. You can breathe the free air, as you say.
Yes.
Is the chick the one that kind of looks a little bit like your ex-wife? Looks a little bit like Brooke? She got the blonde hair.
You know what they say? They say blondes all look alike. I mean, if you look at her, she doesn't look anything like Linda.
But you might
in
have a type.
Oh yeah, well I was attracted to her because I was stumbling around this health food store, Nature's Food Patch. I was stumbling around, and all of a sudden, I was looking for these animal crackers.
Right.
Because I love these organic animal crackers, and I couldn't find the damn things. And here's this blonde-haired girl in the aisle, and I said, "Excuse me, do you work here?" She goes, "No." I said, "Well, do you know where the animal crackers are?" And I looked at her eyes because my eyes look like they're always bleeding. I'm so tired and they're irritated, and I need some surgery on them to clean them up. There's these little things from the sunspots that I've got. And I said, "Why are your eyes so white? I've never seen anybody's eyes so white." I thought maybe she was on something. I didn't know. Right. She goes, "Well," and she goes, "No, I just eat all organic food, and here's the animal crackers." So. And I just remember talking to this girl, and she had this aura about her, this positive vibe.
How did you get her number?
I didn't. And then about 2 weeks later, I ran into her in that same health food store again, but this time...
Did you go back looking for her?
No, I didn't. I was walking around with my tail between my legs at present. About 2 weeks later, I went back and ran into her again. But this time, not only did I notice her eyes, I noticed her booty, too, and everything else.
Yeah.
And I started talking to her, and she was an artist, and... this and that and the other, and she worked at Delta for 8 years, and she'd seen me in Cincinnati, and she'd seen me in the Tampa airport, and we started talking. So I asked her for a number.
So you ask her for the number, you call her up.
Right.
Now, where does the famous Hulk Hogan go with a chick on a date? I mean, you're going to be observed by everyone. You got to go be on
No,
a
I didn't go on a
date.
date, man. I just
Where
went
do you
by
go?
her house and hung out with her. And
You went to the house and hung out?
yeah.
And I imagine big things happen.
Well, it took a while, brother.
Whoa,
She's
what,
straight as an arrow.
what are you talking about?
Well, she
You're
doesn't.
Hulk
She
Hogan.
doesn't drink.
Took you- how
She
long
doesn't
did it
drink.
take
She
you?
doesn't do any drugs. She's straight as an arrow. I still.
How long does it
I
take
heard
you
the.
to
I
get
heard
into
the
her
F. I heard the F word every day of my life for 23 years. I still haven't heard a cuss word out of her yet.
How long does it take you to get a good girl like that? How long did it take you to get her in pants?
Dude, I ain't going there.
What are you talking about?
I ain't going there. You figure it out. You know the answers to everything.
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Quicker. Son of a bitch. No kidding. You still have it. She wanted it. So you spent a lot of time making out, this kind of thing, a little bit of romance.
That must have been fun.
Let's say in
This is
a week,
different.
all of a sudden now, you're inside a new woman. Is
Oh,
it the greatest?
stop.
Come on, let's be honest.
Stop.
Was it the greatest? Was it unbelievable?
She's awesome. She's awesome. That's all I
Look
can
at
say.
you. And
She's
you're going to
awesome.
stay with her. You're going to get into another long-term relationship?
But everything in this world is a run. Some people have little, like in the wrestling business, how long was your run in New York? Well, I was in New York a couple months. Well, Hogan, how long was your run in
So
New York?
you don't
20
know.
years. You know, I take it one day at a time. She's awesome.
Did you tell her you just got out of a long marriage and you're going to be fucking other women? Did you
I
tell
didn't
her
tell
that?
her. No, I didn't
You did
tell her
not
that.
discuss that with her?
No, I'm not that type of guy. If I'm locked in with somebody, I'm all the way in or all the way out.
You are.
Yes, I am. All the way
I
in or all the
respect
way
that.
out. All the way in
I
or all the way out.
respect that.
You know what I
And
have to
she's
ask?
awesome.
You need a period of time, though, where you're going to go out, whether it be 6, 7 months, maybe a year.
How long after you and
Are these
Linda
Howard
split?
Stern's-
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How
Are
long
these
after
Howard
you
Stern's
and Linda
rules?
split did you get into this relationship?
Couple of months, you said.
Well, no, that's after she filed for divorce. Linda split a long time before that.
Oh.
Linda left me in Miami and took off
Oh, I didn't know.
and split and went and rented a house in Brentwood, and I wasn't welcome to that rental house.
Oh.
I bet you don't even remember now what it was like to make love to Linda.
I don't even remember the last time I was with her.
Wow.
It's been that long.
Jesus.
So now what are we going to do about Bubba?
Bubba?
What do you mean?
Bubba's rolling.
Bubba's weight.
Oh. Hey, yeah. Where is your role in all of this?
Well, he's got his own gym now.
You got his own
in
gym.
Tampa.
He's twice the size of when I last saw him. The guy is 500 pounds probably now.
No, he's not 500.
What is he? 400?
I don't know. No, he's not. But he started working out again. He's getting back on track.
Is he?
Yeah, he is, and he's rolling.
You got to motivate this guy.
Yeah, well, when he was working out with me every day,
he was good.
Now I can't even work out in my own gym at my house. What kills me, you talk about my wife and this 19-year-old guy. First off, Linda in that Tampa area, nobody likes her because she's been mean to everybody.
Does that bother you? Because it's a reflection of you, too.
Yeah, well, not anymore. Everybody knows when I grew up. Everybody knows me, and they know she's got her own deal. And this 19-year-old guy being with her doesn't bother me. What bothers me is him being in my house, sleeping in my bed, working out in my gym, driving my cars, bro. That's the thing that bothers me.
Jesus, of course.
This
is everything you worked for, and that's some house. It's not
and the
some
thing
little
is,
dump.
Bubba's strong in that area,
Yeah.
And he's unloading on Linda, and now Charlie Hill's getting the effects of, being on the wrong side.
Oh.
Right.
So it's getting crazy.
Jesus.
Well,
Things are a
I
mess.
read a quote from you the other day that you said that Linda, of all the, you had a lot of dirty tricks played on you in wrestling, but she's been the dirtiest trickster of all.
Well, she took it to really crazy levels because, there was a situation down in Miami where after Linda left, well, it wasn't even after Linda left. It was before Linda left. But what happened was Brooke was working for this record company in South Beach, and she had a handler, a girl named Christiane.
Right.
David, could I talk about this?
Yes, go ahead, Terry.
Okay. She had this handler named Christiane. She's 34 years old, and she was like Brooke's manager, agent for the record label. And Christiane wouldn't call Linda, but Christiane would call me, and she goes, "What is wrong with Brooke today? Why is she crying again? What is wrong with Brooke today?" She said her mother kicked her and cussed her out. What is wrong with Brooke today? I didn't think it could get any worse. And it was every day she'd call him because Linda used to browbeat Brooke every single day.
Wow.
I don't know. It just went on and on and on. So anyway, at the end of the day.
So in front of the cameras, everything was an act because she seemed like she was real good mom.
Yeah, we got some serious B-roll from Hogan Knows Best. Wait till you see some of this stuff.
That might end up in court.
Ooh, yeah.
It could end up in court.
Yeah, but anyway, to make a long story short, finally, Christiane called one time, and I was the one that had nosedived and crashed because it was one of those things where, F you, I hate you, I don't love you anymore, get a divorce, I'm sick of this crap. And like Linda left the day before Thanksgiving, I cooked my first turkey in 23 years, and the kids going, "Is Mom going to be here for Thanksgiving?" And all of a sudden she came home 4 or 5 days later, which is totally insane. So anyway, when Christiane called, I was crying like a baby, all upset, freaked out. She goes, "Oh, my God, what's wrong with you?" So we started talking. And we started talking. So eventually we hooked up a couple times,
Right.
And it didn't work out. It wasn't the right thing to do. But anyway, a year later, something happens. Brooke's in Miami. The word goes around. Brooke finds out about it.
Oh, yeah.
It flipped Brooke out.
That you banged her assistant, her co-worker there.
Right. So Brooke flipped out. Understandably, I was wrong. There's no way you can justify it. Shouldn't have done it.
Right.
But anyway, at the end of the day, Linda and her Miami attorney, Branco, jumped on it. Brooke was at her house filming Brooke Knows Best, putting her makeup on. And they came and signed these papers. So what happened was Brooke signed this paper. I seen my dad, or heard my dad fighting with my mom. The gun, he threatened her life. And Brooke signed all this stuff. So check this out. Now they split. Later in the day, they reworked the draft to get the verbiage the way they wanted. They try to get Brooke to sign it again. So the second draft comes and Brooke crosses it out, says none of this is true. These are all lies. Don't use this. So Brooke, when Brooke moves into me, she's got this huge guilt trip. She explains to me, I said, "Brooke, don't even worry about it.
Good.
Children get manipulated all the time in divorces. Just don't even worry about it. When the time's right, we'll address it. Tell your side of the story, how you're under duress, they manipulate you, and let's not even worry about it, Brooke. I love you to death. That doesn't matter."
That's good.
All of a sudden, Brooke's show does a great number.
Right.
And I'm talking about the dirty tricks. Brooke's show does a great number. A couple of weeks, Brooke Knows Best.
Yes.
Blows VH1 away, the premiere of the show. All of a sudden, I get a call from the Globe magazine. "How'd you like to comment on the paper that your wife gave us?" I said, "What are you talking about?" "Well, your daughter signed it." They didn't take the second draft that Brooke said, "Don't use, this is all lies." Linda and Branco took the first draft and called the Globe and gave it to the Globe.
Let me ask you a question.
And stop. And used Brooke as a stepping stone. She stepped on her own daughter and used her own daughter to get ahead in a divorce situation. And that, to me, That, to me, was the straw that broke the camel's back, and that's one of the dirtiest bottom feeder moves I've ever seen.
Can I ask you a question?
And Brooke is totally devastated by it. Yes,
I bet.
you can.
That's a horrible story, but let me ask you a question. Why can't you and Linda sit down and say, look, the marriage is obviously over.
Thank you.
No more blood.
Thank you.
To be spilled. The kids are going to get hurt. We have enough shit going on.
Thank you.
Let's sit down with an arbitrator and come up with a reasonable agreement where both sides feel good. 50-50 split, whatever it is. I mean, whatever you think is amicable. Right? And
but you know what?
What's up, David? What's up?
Would you be against a 50-50 split?
No.
Howard,
you would not.
We've been trying to do this. We're dealing with a law firm that's publicly announced they're going to go to war. There's no war here. All that Hulk wants to do is get the case settled, and that's what we're going to try to do again coming up in August.
I always love when people say, "Why can't you?" Because one party won't do it.
Exactly.
Well, why not though? But why does I don't.
This
really
is
know.
her
I don't
last
really know
hurrah.
Linda.
When Linda's done with me, who's she going to be? It's her last hurrah. At the end of the day, there's no custody here. It's a real simple divorce. Like everybody said, it's a real simple divorce. But in People magazine, Linda's attorney from Miami, Branco, goes, "We're going to go to war." I'm going. And what Linda doesn't understand is this Branco, because a lot of people in Miami know him. I hired a forensic accountant that knows the guy. And I said, "What's up with this guy?" He says, "Branco hasn't generated enough fees yet or hasn't got enough publicity." That's why
because
it's
you would
not
save
over.
a lot, with all respect to Dave here, you would save a lot of money in legal fees. You're probably going to rack up millions of dollars in legal fees.
This is money
if this
that
keeps going on.
This is money that
you
Linda
could split.
This is money that Linda could have had. This is money I wanted to give to my kids.
Right.
That they're churning and burning up. But the thing is, they just want a war. They just want a war.
So you're caught in hell. This is why marriage is hell. This is the worst part of it.
Yes. David, any comment?
No, look, what we're going to do is we're going to try to sit down with them, try to pound some sense into them. This isn't about lawyers getting in the newspaper. We're dealing with people. We need to settle this case, resolve it. There's nothing to fight about.
Yeah, it sounds like you're both in the position now where you have to embarrass each other and keep answering each other's accusations, and it's just getting uglier and uglier, and you need this behind you.
Well, the weird thing is, she's bringing everybody into it, her family, her mother, and everybody. I've done business with her mother.
Could you go and knock on her door and say, "Listen,
Linda? No.
Could you go and knock on her door and say, do you have a restraining order against you?"
No, but she had the cops pull me over and lied to him.
And what'd she say?
And the cops pulled me over when I was going to my apartment because Linda has both houses.
Why is that?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
No,
because,
wait a second. Why don't you have one of the homes?
Because when it came down to this whole, when Linda filed for divorce, I talked to my kids and I said, "Look, guys, and I had no idea Linda was in the kids' ears. And Brooks told me what's been going on all these years. I didn't know that.
Right.
That Linda's telling Brooke and Nick, "Your father threatened to kill me, and if you tell him, he will kill me." He will kill me. I went, "What?" I mean, but there's all kind of stuff she's
so
been
she has
feeding.
the homes because she's told the kid.
No, she has the big home because when I asked the kids, I said, "Where do you guys want to live?" I said, "If you want to, I've got equal power with your mother. If you want to live with your mother, there'll be no problem. But if you want to live with me, I may have to fight a little bit to get you."
Right.
They said, "Oh, Dad, we're not worried about you. We should live with Mom." I had no idea she was